Dolphins kick off. It's very deep, almost to the dead ball line. Caught by Junior Barlow, runs it into the field of play and only gets 3 or 4 metres beyond the goal line. First tackle of the game. The Eels in possession and they're running towards the Caxton Street end in this first half. Second play taken forward by Pryke, and now the Eels get beyond the 10-metre line at that southern end through the next carry from Kautonga. So Parramatta in more so it's deep blue strip, not the traditional Parramatta royal blue, but more so on the navy side of those blue strips that they have, and the Dolphins in their Redcliffe red, so to speak. End of the set. Moses is just beyond the 20, but puts his boot to it and kicks the Eels downfield straight to the hammer. First carry of the night for the Dolphins fullback. He catches at 25 from his own line and strolls 20 metres upfield before being tackled. So good field position for the Dolphins to start this set, only 5 inside their own half. Jermaine Osako takes the ball to halfway on a right side solo run, put down, plays the ball to Katoa, given infield to Bostock, who 10 games played for 10 wins in club footy for Jack Bostock this year. He's in the centre of the park, playing at 40 metres from the Parramatta line. Marshall King dummies past the mark, has got ankle tapped just by Pryke and stopped 20 metres out. Everyone bought that dummy. Great start from Marshall King. Now Katoa on the right, feeds the inside line for Fine Fuiaki, and he's tackled and held up about 8 metres, make it 10 from the goal line eventually as he plays it to the left from Knowles to Nicarima. Pass looked a little suspect to young Ponyu. It was the last anyway. He dies with the football, handover, and Parramatta survive, and they'll start this set 7 metres from their own line.
What a first touch by their hooker, Jerry Marshall King. Went straight down the middle of the park. Last play, pretty poor play there by Nicarima. He went to the young edge back row, and I think he should have put it on the toe.
SMS is up and running, 0467 920 222. Twytle is tackled, 25 from the Parramatta line. So just repeating, Twytle was due to start on the bench, but Jordan Samrani picking up a groin injury in the warm-up, and he's out. And what we can gather is that Parramatta is playing with only 5 on the bench. Of course, you only can use 4, but generally 6 are available. Bowler tackle, 5 from halfway for the Eels. End of set, and Moses with that right boot sends the Eels down towards the Caxton Street end. It's caught in the defensive left corner by Tabua Fido. He chucks it infield to Osako, and Osako is going to be tackled 10 metres from the Dolphins line. Just tuned in, Brisbane upsetting the party at Papa's house. The Broncos 34 over the Raiders 30. Payne Haas giving the 3 votes by Luke Lewis as Bostock gets to the 30 for the Finch. Plays the ball to the hammer. He has a little look out of dummy half. Marcus was sort of there, and eventually he's tackled by Williams. 8 from halfway. Played to Marshall King, given to Katoa. Inside the 40, he kicks downfield. It will flirt with the western touchline, gets a good bounce, but Twytle gets back to gather, then slips before getting up in plenty of time and meeting the defence. Parra with it. 15 from the southern in-goal area. No score early on Friday night footy here, NRL Friday on ABC Sport.
One thing we're going to be blessed with tonight, Q, an absolute kicking masterclass. Katoa versus Moses, 2 of the best kickers in the game.
The incumbent New South Wales kicker and potentially a future as well, of course. Izzy Katoa spending time along with Mitch Moses and Nathan Cleary in Blues camp during the year. De Silva has a little run, almost a halfway now. Volkman out of dummy half. Pinches 10, gets an offload away to Barlaw. He's got Flegler in front of him. Flegler makes the tackle. Junior Barlaw to play it for Parramatta on 5, 43 metres from the Dolphins line. Last play is once again a Moses kick, and once again it's pretty much a non-contestable. Deep, caught by Cobbo in that left corner in his 100th game. Selwyn Cobbo, when he's tackled a dozen metres from the Caxton Street in-goal area, 20 in from touch on the left. Here's Herbie Farnworth. Mrs. Voice of Cricket is listening. Jen and Rusty said, I wish that Herbie was a bunny. Jen, I hope you're okay. I don't think you're in Mackay, of course. Remember, on ABC Listen tomorrow, second test, Mackay, Australia versus Bangladesh.
You've got Payne Haas, Jen. You can't have him as well.
I was going to say, Jen, join the crew, and you're lined up behind the Bears. Thank you very much.
Herbie are very popular. Knowles plays it for the Finns. 10 from halfway. End of set. Oh, Katoa's kick ricocheted off the back of an oncoming Eels player and it's picked up by Bostock. It wasn't played at. Bostock's near the touchline, so he has to kick downfield. Well caught by Twytle on his 20, and he's got room to sort of gain 20 on the kick return. Everyone was just a little bit perplexed as to the ball ricocheting around there, so the Eels in decent enough field position to start this set. Here's Brian Kelly out on the right edge. He's playing 1 in from the wing on that carry. Kelly 12 in from the right and 5 from halfway when tackled. Plays it to Moses, given on to Bensony, and Will Bensony, good thigh pumping run, 6 and 7 post contact metres. Tackled 35 out in the right, back to left and centre field for Moses. Shifts the Eels to the left through Volkman, through Twytle towards Kaltonga's edge. High tackle. Not all that gruesome, but loose and penalty worthy, according to Gerard Sutton, and the Eels will get the penalty.
Look, you're right here, Zano. The Eels, they've weathered a little bit of an early storm by the Finns, but you can just see they're playing good footy. They're in the arm wrestle. They're getting good field position.
Oh, absolutely. And look, they've got a couple of really good ball runners on the edges in Jack Williams and also Kaltonga, and that's where they called out the Cowboys last week. And when you've got deliveries from both Volkman and Mitch Moses, watch out. Here they go, Cute.
Kick for touch and find it. 15 from the goal line. Settling carry from Luca Moretti, and the big prop has felled only 12 metres from the Dolphins line. First chance for the Eels. Now to the right. Moses give it to Bowlaw. Junior runs into Ponyu and also Marshall King. They make the tackle. Right edge and 7 from the Finns line. Blindside to Silva. Gives it on to Williams. Goes himself, Jack Williams, but he's held up by a 3-man tackle right on the goal line. Now to Silva. Chucks it back left and centre field. From Moses to Volkman, running centre field. Gave it to Kaltonga, a little offload. No, he didn't give the offload with Russell storming through. Out of dummy half. Oh, great run from Volkman. He's got himself. Crashed through a tackle and scores the opening try for Parramatta. Solo effort from the fill-in dummy half. Ronald Volkman took the opportunity of a quick play the ball and a defensive line on the back pedal, and he scores a close-range try to give the Eels the lead.
Well structured by the Eels. They're looking good. They've come down the left-hand side, and Katonga really punched a hole there in that defensive line. As you said, Q, the killer there from the Finns' perspective was how quickly the left edge back row got up and played the ball. And Ronald Volkman, I like this kid. I think he's leaving the Eels at the end of the season. I can't believe that, because he has actually found his mojo. I like his combination with Moses. I'm surprised they're letting him go, but look, well done the Eels. And a little bit of a worry here for the Finns, Q. They look a little bit on the back foot here. The Eels have caught him out.
Well, you know why Volkman's going, Bill, because they've got Luai coming there next year.
That's a good move.
For 1 year, I don't understand it. This kid has gone to another level. Now, the talk is that he's in negotiations with the Bulldogs. They do need someone to play alongside Galvin in the half. So I tell you what, he is a talent. There'll be a lot of clubs. Do the Perth Bears need someone to play in the halves?
I won't answer on Mel's behalf, but I'm surprised that they're allowing him to leave and got a player on a 1-year deal.
Mitch Moses slightly left of the uprights, only 12 metres out to give the Eels a 6-0 lead, and a great start at the Cauldron. Flags raised for the conversion. Parramatta 6, Dolphins 0. 8 minutes played at Lang Park. We missed the score in Canberra. Brisbane 34, Canberra 30. Sorry to repeat it again, but I have to do that. Thanks to Michael from Canberra, who's texting Evening Q. Thanks for keeping me company while I'm walking home from Bruce Stadium. Disappointed Canberra couldn't ice it. And we heard there was some bus trouble as well for people around that.
We watched that game. What an exciting contest.
So Brisbane and so Canberra.
So true. The faders were back.
Indeed. Close to quarter time in the AFL. Brisbane and Collingwood. Big game there tonight, and the Lions lead by a goal early. I'll give you the score in a moment as Junior Barlaw takes the kick-off for Parramatta, gets to the 10, plays the football as the Eels, in perfect conditions on this Friday night, work their way upfield from the southern in goal that they're defending in this first half. Next carry taken by Kelly, and now it's beyond the 20-metre line on play 3 of the set through the services of a run there from Moretti. Petty off to the left edge. Baldwin feeds a little pass and almost put Russell through a hole. Tackled by Bostock, only 8 from halfway. Eels have started well here. Volkman out of dummy half again with a little dummy scheming run before Bostock puts him down on the NRL Together Round logo right on halfway, and perhaps just attacking side thereof for the Eels. End of set. A high kick downfield from Moses, caught on the full by Tabuai Fido, 10 from his own line, and he's grasped before getting to the 20, and the Finns will start this set deep in their own half as Cobbo goes on a run left side. Kelly came out of the line to make contact and knock him down before the second wave of defence finishes off the tackle. Farnworth has an infield run without great gain for the Dolphins. He's tackled. Herbie Farnworth to play at 15 from halfway. We've got 30 minutes left in this first half. Parramatta leads 6-0 on NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Flegler down the middle third, only half a dozen on the game. Now Marshall King passes right. Ball's popped up to the hit and spill and run of Gilbert. 3 Eels defenders put him down. 42 metres out, centre field. Last play for the Dolphins, and Katoa will put it to his right boot. It's a high kick to Addo Carr's wing, and the Fox catches it on his chest, 5 from the goal line. 3 defenders in front of him, and there's no galloping room for the fast Fox on that occasion.
Big set of 6 required here by the Finns. They've got them pinned inside their 10. They're looking for an error from the Eels.
So Parramatta now out of dummy half here. Twytle, who we thought was going to be starting on the bench, but is out there playing at fullback with Jordan Semrani injuring his groin in the warm-up. Parramatta with only 5 men on the bench, interestingly, as now again Williams chunks down the middle third for the Eels. A dozen from halfway when stopped, and referee Sutton has his hand up for 5. Last play is going to be a boot from Moses. Good purchase and depth on that. He's kicked it straight to Cobbo, but it was a 60 on the fly almost. Cobbo catches it on his 10 and gets to the 30 before being stopped. Eels 6, Dolphins 0, early stages at Lang Park.
It's a good quality game of football between these two evenly matched sides. Plenty of speed, plenty of power from the backfield. In the middle they're trudging down the park, so it's mistake-free at the moment. Let's see who breaks first.
Bostock plays at 10 from halfway. Fino Fuyaki the next carry. Tackled by De Silva and a couple of others for Para. Dolphins still inside their own half. Now left and centre field from Knowles to Nikarimi. Here's the shift to the edge. To the hammer. Onto Herbie. High tackle coming in from Bensoni. And immediately blown up by referee Sutton. Penalty. And I don't think there's going to be further sanction, no. Just a loose tackle from Will Bensoni.
They'll be in a good attacking position here, Q's. 43 out. They'll go deep into Eels territory. Let's see what magic is on report.
No, it is on report.
Let's see what magic the Finns can come out with. They're trying to strip the Eels, but I reckon they've got to go through the middle. Their defence at the moment looks good enough on the slide, so if Marshall, King or Co can find a hole in around the middle of the park, that's the way through.
So the kick for touch finds it only 20 out. And a couple of sets of hands to get it to the centre third. But good line speed. Flegler was tackled. They lost about 7 or 8 metres on that passing play just to get to the middle of the field. Looking a bit flat here, the Finns, as now right edge Fino Fuyaki, no great gain, plays at 18 metres out on 2 to left and centre field to Katoa onto Knowles. Now Gilbert, he's put down on a good straightening run, only 5 out now. Moses needed to make the tackle there, and he did. Played to Marshall King, given right from Knowles to Gilbert, who's picked up and driven into the deck by Kautonga. Still close to the uprights and about 6 metres from the Parramatta line. Marshall King on the flat line for Gilbert. Timing wasn't right there, and Gilbert sort of had to stop a bit. So he's lost his momentum and tackled a couple of metres out. Last play to the left for Nikarima, doesn't like it. Chucks it back right in centre field. Katoa grubbers himself from nothing. This brilliant player, he's just denied the try with the kick taking 1 extra roll and late pressure coming from Addo Carr to see it dead.
Question, was he taken out? Was he held back?
Did the Fox play the man and not the ball?
And the Fox is injured too, Q. I don't know what he's done, been trying to detonate that try attempt, but not only has he got in the road, it's possible.
Just monitoring Addo Carr and Jack Bostock, who are both going towards the ball.
Has he grabbed jersey?
He's grabbing something. That's close.
You can shoulder and shoulder. You can't grab jersey.
So
Did a head-on shot. What his hands do, you can't tell this that angle. This will give us an indication here, Zayda.
I still think Katoa was
Shoulder to
leading
shoulder
the
for the
race.
ball by both players.
Yeah, Katoa was still closer than Bostock, but obviously Addo Carr can't grab him to stop him getting closer. And then
There's no touch from Izzy. The ball comes off Josh Adokar and goes over the dead ball line. We have a decision.
he's done really well there, Adokar.
He did great. Shielding, semi-shepping, but nothing illegal.
Yeah,
But he
shoulder to shoulder. Yep.
Right on that boundary line, wasn't he?
So Katoa's grubber just a little too strong. Gee, it was good eyes-up play at the end of the set, which was looking messy, Billy.
Yeah,
Nicarima organised.
Nicarima saw the opportunity, big pass across the ruck. Katoa found the space. The D for the Eels right now is very, very good.
As Moses pumps it 55 on the fly. It bounced then 10 metres further backwards. Eventually Gilbert takes the ball 15 metres his own side of halfway from the dropout. Gets basically 5 metres attacking side on a 20-metre game. But what a great kick from Moses. Boom that downfield. He does love kicking the footy at this venue, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Gilbert now has a second carry of the set. Well, no great room for Flegler upfield. And then Gilbert's tackled. This is a good start from Parramatta. The Dolphins looking just not right on here. Farnworth on the infield run. Moretti makes the tackle on the 30. Quick play the ball. Marshall King feeds it right. Now they look settled. Flegler, Katoa to the right edge for the hammer. Dummies, but taken down. Nice tackle.
Russell.
By Sean Russell coming in off that left edge for Para. End of set. Katoa with a shallow chip in behind the line. Farnworth leaps and catches, but Benson is there to tackle him, and it's a handover.
He wins the contest, but good work by Benson. Oh, the challenge.
Was he tackled in the air? Is that what they're going up for?
Ruling of a handover. On-field ruling is that Will Pettacini goes up the contest. When we're dealing with this one, not great. And then Dolphins claims there's a mid-air tackle.
Mitchell Moses is trying to play magistrate by giving
His version.
Precedence.
relevant precedence. Yes.
Gerald Sutton did the right thing and told him to go away. We'll worry about yours in a minute. But he won the contest. Is he tackled there?
He's onside.
It must have been, I thought, did he actually have a chance of catching the ball, or did he just end up tackling him? Well, he can't catch it between the bodies, so I
Both
think...
players are competing for the ball, and based on the body position, Will Pettacini is also just trying to get the ball, and it's a natural reaction that rucks, going for the ball. We'll support the on-field decision, however, Parramatta will not lose their right to challenge. The Dolphins will not lose their right to challenge.
Oh, there you go.
The challenge is retained.
I like that. Well said. I agree.
Because Nicarima pushed for the challenge, so I was worried the Dolphins were going to lose it there. I think it was a fair
Why?
enough call.
No, it's not. If that just wastes time in the game. If it's... I don't...
So he's saying that he sees merit in both cases. Is that what he's doing?
Well,
Yeah,
you can't do
basically.
that. If, you either win the challenge or it's a mutual infringement. It's not a mutual infringement. It's just fair enough. It's decent enough that we went and had a look and wasted everyone's time, but it's not going to cost you your challenge.
Well, he did tackle him in the air, Q. The only thing was that he was trying to get to the football at the same time as tackling him in the air.
Yeah, but, again...
He's hedged his bets.
Yes. Moretti's got it. Parramatta lead the game 6-0. Moses passes to the right edge for Williams. And Jack Williams, again, 4 and 5 post-contact metres. Thighs pumping. He's tackled about 15 from halfway. Now Bowler, centre third. Little ball was forward to Pryke. And the referee blows it up accordingly.
That was line ball, maybe slightly, which I suppose doesn't have to be too far forward. But as soon as it's forward. But I like that play by Parramatta, either passing by the forwards. What's she getting again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just. But okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should hedge your bets on that one.
You know what he needs to do? Big Barlow needs to do the big 30-metre cutout pass like last week rather than the little give and go. That was a ripper last week.
The short balls are not his go. Give us the massive cutouts.
That actually, you get kicked out of the front rowers club for that pass last week.
Oh,
What a
so
pass.
proud of him.
6-0 Parramatta. Dolphins scrum. 40 out left edge. Now to the right. Katoa Nicarima to Bostock. Tackled, but chucks an offload play. One off. Asako does brilliantly well to bat it in the field of play, but the hammer can't pick it up, and Fox does. Adokar gives to Twiddle. Power's got it. Twiddle over halfway, and eventually tackled by Katoa. So the Finns rolled the dice, play one. It comes up past, and now Parramatta front foot ball 35 out as Moses runs laterally across the field. Links up on the right edge with Bantony. On a step, he comes infield. Beats the tackle of Ponyu before being stopped by Marshall King. And Para 10 in from the right and 20 metres from the Dolphins line. line. Played to De Silva, given left and centre field from Moses. Through the hands of Pryke now to Volkman, pass to the left edge. Addo-Carr went to his knees to gather the pass and then flicked it to Russell. Russell gets tackled high.
Yeah, Bostock high, sloppy. He's going to ground, but
how about the catch from Addo-Carr?
Brilliant. This is really high quality footy. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
I can't get over the ball movement between both sides.
It's high quality, Zano, you're right.
Absolutely. But having said that, Jack Bostock's a representative player now. He should not have thrown that flick pass because it's now put his side under pressure.
Well, if the Finns are serious, they're about to defend this situation. They're looking a little bit flat-footed. Last time Parramatta they scored. Let's see if the Finns can lift defensively.
Parramatta opting not to kick for goal. So Luca Moretti on the settling header. Tackled 15 metres from the Dolphins line. 17 minutes played. Parramatta lead 6-0 and on the attack. To the right, it's given to Barlaw, who sort of buffets off Flegler before taking the tackle of Ponyu. Only 8 metres out. Back to the left through Moses to Volkman. Holds it, gives it. Twiddle, catch and give. Russell's pass goes in behind Addo-Carr and over the touchline. He just pumped and then gave the pass, and the Fox was flying down the left wing, but it went behind him.
Challenging here. All the players in the back line are saying Mitchell challenged this one. I don't know what they're saying.
There's a dumping tackle by Bostock. Yeah. He might have doubled up here.
It's on report.
It's not a great tackle, I can tell you that.
So Jack Bostock's on report, which will be a penalty to Parramatta.
Another set of 6 defensively coming the Finns' way. Are they up to the challenge?
And Talon De Silva's just waiting for a moment to tap and have things settled. And Moretti once again is the man to take the first hit up for the Eels. He's only 9 metres from the Caxton threading goal area when tackled. Played to De Silva, given to the right for Barlaw. Plenty of defence in front of Junior Barlaw. Stop just right of the uprights. 5 from the Dolphins line. De Silva back to left and open side through Moses to Volkman. Feeds the inside line of Kautonga. Nice front on contact from Flegler. Makes the tackle. 9 from the goal line. Back to the right. Here's the number 9. De Silva to Moses. That's a little stagnant. Moses grubbers for the in-goal area. Cobbo first to meet it. He gets into the field of play. The kick chase from the Eels was poor, and it was late. Benson, he got there to try and stop Cobbo. But now Farnworth loses the ball on the next carry under the tackle there of Brian Kelly. Knock on from Farnworth. So the Eels will get another chance here.
Great play by Cobbo. Got out of the in-goal area. Just sheer strength there. Powered through a hole. And then the next carry, Herbie Farnworth, who does this every day of the week, twice on Sundays, he's come up with an error because basically without his awareness, the tackle comes in from behind him and punches the ball free. And now the Finns, they're back on defence again.
19 minutes played. Parramatta lead 6-0. It's NRL Friday on ABC Sport. And off the set piece again, it's Moretti to the middle third to set things up. And he stopped only 10 metres out. Luca Moretti plays it to De Silva. Given right for Moses. Passes on to Benson. He puts a brilliant ball to the right edge for Kelly. Brian Kelly scores off the most sublime of passes from Will Benson. He had 2 tackling him from both the blind and open side. But Benson anticipated, got his arms free and gave a try to Kelly on a platter. What a finish. It's 10-0 Para.
That's about as good a pass as you'll ever see a centre make to set up his wingman. Great work by the Eels. They got the error out of the Finns. Scrum, they went one play to the middle. Moretti took it up and they went straight back to the side they just came from. And what beautiful hands, but that's the money ball. Benson, what a pass, what a try by the Eels. Thoroughly deserved, Zano.
Absolutely brilliant pass. And look, I've got to say this to you, Bill. The main strength of the Dolphins isn't out on the field yet. Their bench is what gets them out of a lot of games. So at 24-0 down against the Broncos, Christian Wolf's going to have to go there again because they are flat. I agree with you, Q-Man, from the original call, and I believe that the bench is the ones that are going to bring both the sting in defence and also bring the energy. But having said that, Eels outstanding. Kelly's played 20 games this year after being shopped by the Gold Coast. Extraordinary performance by him down in Parramatta.
It was on the end of some great work, and now Mitchell Moses will try and convert from right on the touchline. He gets the hoots at Lang Park. Mitch Moses, tough angle on the right boot, strikes it across the face. No goal. Parramatta 10 lead the Dolphins 0 with 18 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half on NRL Friday on ABC Sport. That after Brisbane upset Papa's Party in Canberra. The Broncos beat the Raiders 34-30. Early second term in the AFL. Brisbane playing to lock up the double chance there. And the two-time Premiers lead Collingwood. The Lions 7-3-45 lead the Pies 4-3-27.
Well, Q, what I'm sensing is their flat footage. You mentioned the Finns. Their line speed defensively is what's down. They got a thumping 5 weeks ago at Redcliffe, 66 mil. They need to turn this around, and Zano made a good point about using their bench. They've just got to pick up their line speed. They're not actually matching the Eels at the collision zone.
Parramatta play 2 off the kickoff, and Williams has tackled midway goal line and halfway. Eels now to the left. Volkman feeds it onto Kautonga.
He looks good.
Runs into the defence and takes the tackle 15 from halfway. Working hard on that left edge. Now De Silva out of dummy half. He's collared and dragged to ground by Flegler. Tom Flegler, who celebrated his 27th birthday during the week. One-man infield to Moretti. Bounces off the intended tackle of Knowles. Eventually Marshall King's there, along with Ponu to make the tackle on Moretti. Plays it on halfway for Parramatta. Moses is rushed at, but still gets his kick away. Deep downfield. Oh, Cobbo and Tabuai Fido got in the same postcode and almost in the same phone box. But eventually Cobbo said mine, takes it, and the collision is averted, and Cobbo's tackled on a good kick return midway goal line and halfway.
That's what I needed to see. Katoa taking the ball straight into the heart of the defensive line, because that sets the standard there for his teammates as they start to find a little bit of space, Q.
Yeah, it was a good run out of dummy half, and now Osako gets to halfway and into attacking territory go the Finns on the carry of Gilbert, and the crowd trying to get into it here as well. Gilbert tackled 39 metres from Parramatta's line. Marshall King passes left through Katoa to Nikorima. Very quick hands to Farnworth. Runs infield. Herbie Farnworth gets through the clutching tackle of Bright before the next wave put him down. De Silva makes the tackle 25 out. Last play. Katoa puts up a bomb. It'll come down right on the goal line, but Whittle does a great job to catch. He's tackled by Tabuai Fido, but stays in the field of play, and Parramatta once again keep the Finns at bay. Eels 10, Finns 0, 17 minutes to the break.
He wasn't tackled, he was manhandled. The hammer picked him up and threw him like he was a bag of wheat. Well done, the hammer.
Eels 15 from the southern end. Adokar receives the ball in the middle third and has to do some hard yards down Main Street. Runs into the tackle of Fino Fuiaki and Katoa. Now given to that left edge, and Parramatta almost to the 30 on the carry of Tinkham Brown, who's out there now for the Eels. It's kicked downfield by Moses. Gee, that boot's valuable.
Wow.
He once again pumps it 60 metres downfield. Cobbo takes it on the 10 for the Finns. The kick return gets through the first tackle of Volkman before 3 there to meet him and put him down on the 30. But boy, the value of the Moses boot
just keeps you out of trouble,
doesn't it? What?
There's an extra 20 metres that most other halves or most other teams don't have that.
He's got the Origin playbook out, Origin 3 playbook, and just using it here at this house again.
Yeah.
Of course, so instrumental in that series deciding win for the Blues earlier this year. Forward goes Gilbert. Tackled for the Dolphins, 45 out. Marshall King blindside. Little scoop gift to Fino Fuiaki, who steps through one, bounces off De Silva. De Silva comes again with Barlaw, makes the tackle. Last play, Finns, 25 out, blindside, give it to Katoa. Broken defensive line in front of him. He has a grabber for the in-goal area, but Twiddle gets back there to field it for the Eels. He's tackled in the in-goal area, and a goal line dropout coming up.
And there's one of the players off the pine that Zano was talking about. Max Plath runs on the crowd, give him a bit of a cheer, but instantly Zano brings energy.
He's just so superb, and I think that's one of the reasons why you saw that Ponu ended up being favoured to start, because the impact that Maxi brings on is just so good.
Got accidental offside in the field of play. Where there's the rebound here, it goes accidental offside. So it's going to be a scrum, Dolphins speed.
Okay, so not a goal line dropout. Jared Sutton explaining there was a
accidental offside. I just when the kick went through, Parramatta player unbeknownst accidentally kicks off the foot of
Tonga.
and into another Parramatta player. Twaddle. So what that does, though, it gives a set piece here for the Finns. Huge left-hand side open for their plays to strip, obviously looking for the hammer or Cobbo to get a free space.
Marshall King passes to centre field. Katoa runs at the line, now passes to Nicarima, gives it to Farnworth, breaks one tackle and scores a try. And that was just set play, textbook stuff from the Finns. Mitch Moses not good enough one-on-one to stop Herbie Farnworth. He breaks the tackle of the Eels skipper, and it's Eels 10, Dolphins 4. Kick to come, try 10 of the campaign for Herbie.
Well, that's the back line. I mentioned the strike players of the hammer and obviously Cobbo. They don't use either one of those two. They use another bloke called Herbie Farnworth. And you know my feelings is arguably the best setter in the world.
Man crush, that's what you're feeling.
Yeah, man crush. He just absolutely carved the hole. Benzini was looking whereabouts was going to go at the back to the hammer. Where's Cobbo? But no, they've gone short, hit the front lead runner, and that was in the fall of Herbie Farnworth. Too big, too strong. Well done, Finns. That's the energy they needed. And as I said, we talked about the bench. Well, as soon as we saw Maxi Plath come on, you sort of feel that the energy steps up a gear. So that's what Zeno was mentioning. One of the most effective energy-based benches in the competition the Finns possess.
And they're going to run a lot more traffic at Mitchell Moses. That's one of the things. He's got a huge boot, wonderful attacking game, but he has missed some tackles during the journey. And you've got to try and isolate him like they did off that scrum play, and then give yourself the opportunity to score a try through Farnworth. And I can tell you, if Asako's successful with this conversion, Q-Man, he'll only be one conversion away from 600 in the NRL, so he's not far away from bringing up a milestone.
So you're saying that this would be his 599th?
Correct.
Okay.
What's the most number of conversions?
Asako kicks that one. He's up to 599.
It'd be Smith. I'll go and have a look for you, Bill.
Stab a day, he would have kicked 1,000, maybe 1,100.
He even kicked them falling over, Cameron Smith.
He did.
Conversion successful. Parramatta 10, Dolphins 6. It's NRL Friday on ABC Sport. 13 minutes and 45 seconds remain in this first half. You can keep your texts coming in on 0467920222. Mid-second quarter in the AFL. Brisbane has started well against Collingwood. The Lions 8-3-51 to the Pies 4-3-27. Call available on the red and blue button on ABC Listen, or if you're around the metropolitan areas, you can hear it on News Radio. Kick-off affected, and Gilbert with the first carry for the Finns, 15 from that Caxton Street in-goal area. Now here's Brian Punyu, who's only 18 years of age in his second game. Not a great game there, still shy of the 20. Given to Gilbert, pounces off one. He gives an offload away to Plath. Plath's tackled with that insulation tape around the blonde head. He's tackled 30 from his own line. Now the try scorer Farnworth. One man left of the ruck and gains 10. Herbie's held up, 8 from halfway. And it was only 2 left in the set until the wavy fisty comes from Gerard Sutton. They hung around in the ruck too long, the Eels, and give away a fresh set for the Finns. Katoa goes forward, tackle 45 out. Next carry Gilbert, ploughing the middle third. He's held up by 3 defenders. 38 metres from the Eels line. Bit of danger signs here for Parra. Back-to-back sets for the Dolphins off the score. Plath to the right through Katoa on the Fine Fuiaki. Slammed to deck by 3 Eels defenders, but only 28 metres out now. Back to left and centre field. Plath to Katoa, second man Nicarima. The right side defence jammed in from the Eels. Good play. They're trying to isolate Farnworth out there, but Benson, he makes the tackle. Now back to right and centre field. Katoa on to Plath. Evades Kautonga. Fends away from De Silva before De Silva comes again along with Brown to make the tackle. Plath plays it on 5. 12 out last play. Katoa shows as if he was going to grab her. Passes a double face ball to Bostock. He links up with Asako on the edge. Defence is there. Chucks it infield back to Katoa. Now to the hammer. Throws it to centre field on the 20. Nicarima passes to the left edge for Farnworth. Farnworth passes to Cobbo. Cobbo steps inside the shifting defence and completes a brilliant last play try for the Finns. 10 all, kick to come. And when the men from the peninsula start to chuck it around, that's when you want to be at the footy to watch.
Outstanding. What a try. Had everything. From the centre field, Max Platt was causing a bit of chaos. They then have a shot down the right-hand side. Katoa shoots down the short side, thinking there was an opportunity. There wasn't. They bring the ball back all the way across the park. Ends up in the hands of Herbie Farnworth. Causes a little bit of drama. And then he puts his wingman, Cobbo, away beautifully. Big left foot step. Skips inside the cover defence. What a try by the Finns. Well done. 10-all. What a game.
How much would a Selwyn Cobbo enjoyed scoring that try in his 100th game? It's been a long journey for Selwyn. We know how much work he's put in to be part of this Finns lineup this year after missing out on that premiership win with the Broncos last year. He's now played 17 games and scored 15 tries. That's pretty good combination and pretty good strike rate, isn't it? Wonderful work by the Dolphins to go from one edge of the field to the other. Asako throws a basketball pass and they just keep going through the hands, eventually finding Cobbo. And Asako, if there was one bloke you wanted to kick for your life, this is the guy I'd be picking, Q. He's aiming for goal number 600. Then we could play some prices right on these other goal kickers.
Riddle me this, though. Can the Dolphins and Christian Wolf afford to go into finals not having Max Plath in the starting team? They can't afford this kind of flabby start in the bigger games. He comes on and he helps them retrieve position here in this game. Asako from out on the left makes it. Conversion 600. 2-on-2 from the 90 gives the Finns the lead. 12-10. So Zeno, you're playing
Estes, come on.
Ian Turpey for us.
Okay. The number 3 conversion man is Al Masri. How many do you reckon, Bill?
I'll say 900.
Very close, 891. The number 2 is Adam Reynolds. How many, Bill?
I reckon 1,000.
1,169. And what about Cam Smith?
1250.
1295. You're pretty good on all those.
Oh, what does he win? A new car.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Well done. Price is right here on NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Dolphins 12, Eels 10, and the Finns starting to get back into this up to the 22nd play of after the kickoff. I'll let you think about that. Max Plath coming off the bench. Obviously, the other sort of utility guy, Kurt Donohue's not available because of the thumb injury. So, but the Finns can't afford to just be slow out of the blocks. If they've got the likes of the Roosters, well, who they'll play next week, well, then the Panthers and Warriors in finals to come. As Katoa kicks downfield at the end of the set, he was 15 inside his own half. Takes a little bit of a devilish bounce, but Twiddle's got time to get after it, and he takes the tackle. Para on their own 20.
They won't be afforded the luxury of coming from too far back. If you give the Roosters 12 to 14 point lead, I think that they'll make you pay for it. So you're right, but the great thing is he's got a lot of options and he has to find out what's best. As a mistake here, the Eels.
Just beyond the 30 and play 3 of the set. A loose carry from Brian Kelly. So this will give the Dolphins another opportunity. And I'm not trying to sound disrespectful to Parramatta at all. They started the game better than the Dolphins. But
just symptomatic of their season?
Yeah, and we're doing a little bit of big picture stuff. The story for the Dolphins for the next 3 weeks has got absolutely nothing to do with when they've got the ball in hand. It's what happens when the opposition's got the ball. Because that's the only question. We know the Finns are going to score.
And for me, the thing that sets up a Finns D is their line speed. And we didn't see that the first 20 minutes. As soon as they got that sorted, it's changed the whole game.
Farnworth's now over on the right off that scrum win, but tackled 30 metres from the Eels line. So Dolphins with the lead now, 12-10 after Parra did lead 10-0. 8.5 to the break. The Eels just need to hold firm here, getting close to Oranges. Played by Fine Fuiaki on the 20. Fresh set. Molo plows the middle third. Gain of 8. Only a dozen out. Ominous signs for the Eels to the left. Katoa to Nicarima. Bats it on to Farnworth. gives it to Cobbo. Cobbo rolls over Moses. No, Moses does enough to stop him. He went to deck but dragged down Cobbo with him. Try saver a couple of metres from the goal line from the Parramatta skipper. Loose pass infield. On the bounce, it's gathered by Plath. And he straightens. And that was a loose play off dummy half. Plath is now 12 metres out, still on the left edge. Marshall King passes to the middle third. Knowles' pass is behind Molo and he puts it down. Jumped on by the Eels. And, gee, great job from Mitchell Moses there a moment ago. He was one-on-one with Cobbo. Cobbo backed himself to go through him, but Moses did enough to bring him to deck.
He threw his body at Cobbo, save a try, and then there was an error there. Knowles passed the ball behind Molo. It was too hard to handle. The big fella couldn't catch that. So that's the thing we're seeing about tonight, that they made a few errors too, the Finns. That's something in their game that finals football, you can't afford to make errors when you have opportunities like that.
Hugh, and if you can hear the commotion down here, it's because Ray Stone started warming up and he's about to come on. A former Parramatta Eel retiring this year. Can they do it for Razor?
Well, we'll wait and see. Zane Bojack down on the touchline. Quentin Hull and Billy Moore upstairs. Parramatta with the football. Kyle Tonga is going to be stopped about midway goal line and halfway. Still inside their own half, the Eels. Back to centre field through the hands of Edwards, who's on the field now. Harry Edwards gives it on to Williams. Williams has tackled. No great gain. The Eels still only on their 30. Williams sort of steps off the mark. Ref let him do that. Probably shouldn't. Right, given to Moses. Now he puts his man Benson over halfway. Pass to the wing to Kelly. Kelly to the 30. Tackled, tries a grubber. Grubber goes over the touchline anyway. Cobbo was there to make the tackle. The Eels on that right side shift found some space but ran out of room with Cobbo shifting in defence.
Yeah, poor end to that attacking raid. They found space in the backfield. Then Seedy put his winger away, Brian Kelly, but it was a poor execution on this little kick forward. He basically, I don't think he hit his foot at all. It might hit his knee, did it? Yeah. And unfortunately for Parramatta, that chance went awash. Now the Finns 30 out from their own line.
5.5 minutes to the break. Dolphins lead 12 points to 10. It's NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Only about 25,000 fans or thereabouts in the house tonight. Not a huge crowd, but gorgeous night for footy. Ray Stone goes forward, and there he is, Zano off the bench and into the action. 5 from halfway when tackled. Played to Marshall King, given left through Plath to Katoa, to Nicarima, to Farnworth on that left edge. He steps past Moses, steps through Williams, got it off Yota, Tadio Fido. He's tackled on the 30. Good cover defence from Benson here, but the Finns are starting to look dangerous. Plath, he dummies and gets tackled. His man had overrun the line. Harry Edwards makes the tackle. Last play, Dolphins, given to Katoa, puts in a shallow bomb. It'll come down 5 metres out. Bostock leaks over at a car. He keeps his arm alive, chucks a pass to the wing, which bounces for Osako kindly, and Osako bounces into the in goal to score. I don't think he got it down.
Yeah, the referees listen to the touchy. Touchy's saying no try. He looks very confident though. Osako.
Want to see if we get Stroop in the act of scoring here, and then if it's Parramatta who actually grounds it.
Josh Addo-Carr's got to have a jump at that.
Gee, he's got
all aspects of play.
Kangaroo in the headlights there, the Fox.
He's all over it, Bostock, isn't he? Yeah. But what about this?
Bostock takes possession of the ball. It's still the last tackle.
He did this earlier in the game and made a bad call with the flick pass. This here, magical late pass. He knew that his wingman was unmarked.
He was able to crawl with his left arm, keep the ball carrying his right arm up.
There's no touch by Parramatta. It's still the last tackle.
So the pass is okay. Does Osako get it down?
Russell's done a good job. He's stopped him. He's done well to this point.
Possession into this contact. Just having a look to see what happens with the ball here. So there's still a grip around the ball with Jermaine. He still has possession of the ball.
Does he drop it?
Just having a look to see how that ball now comes out.
Question is, does it? Is he gets stripped as he's about to score?
I think he's dropped it at the last moment.
Loses control.
Actually,
he's got enough.
We've got a very low side-on angle now, which is looking more favourable for Jermaine Osako.
It looks like he's got enough. Well, has he got control? Probably not. But is there continuous contact with the ball with his arm?
He hasn't lost control until
after
the ball comes out.
The ball has
been grounded
or lost.
over Harry Grant last night, Q, man.
Oh.
I mean, seriously, we don't know whether they are tries or not these days.
Well, that was a kind of a different scenario, but I know what you're saying. We thought that one was a tough call. So Russell's tried to strip the ball, and I think he is succeeding to the point.
As you can see here, Jermaine clearly has a grip around the ball.
That's grounded.
As you can see, the ball is now on the ground. We have a decision.
Joe Wood is a try.
He had no control as soon as the ball was grounded, but enough control when it was grounded.
As soon as it touched that little leaf of the grass,
Yep.
control. Then
So that is a try to Jermaine Osako. Amazing pass from Jack Bostock, and after conceding the first 2 tries, the Finns do what the Finns do. They put on 3 in a row and now lead 16-10, kick to come.
it's almost like they go, oh, that's right, we're playing footy tonight. I'll give you 2 tries lead, and then I'm going to run you down. But we've seen some magical football here tonight. We've seen some wonderful passes from players. 2 centres, Ben seen an amazing pass to set up one of the Parramatta tries, and this was an amazing crawling flick pass out of the right hand.
Brendan Legabo from Shell Harbour asked what happened to passing off the ground. Now, he wasn't on the ground because his ball-carrying arm, the right arm, always stayed above the ground. So if you think of 3 points of contact, left knee, left shoulder, left elbow on the ground.
Yes.
But 4th point of contact, the ball-carrying arm.
Always up.
Always up. So good question, Brendan, but the ball-carrying arm did not make contact with the ground.
And he used that arm amazingly well to flick out a good 5 metre behind the back pass.
In or out, Bill?
And
Osako, a metre in from touch. 30 metres out. He's 2 from 2 on the night, which takes him to 92 from 106 on the year. And that
Billy
misses to the near side. Misses to the near side. Scoreline remains Dolphins 16, Parramatta 10. There's 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in this first half. You're listening to NRL Friday on ABC Sport earlier. Brisbane too good for Canberra, 34-30. And in the AFL, the Lions 10-3-63 lead the Magpies, I think it's 5-5-35. So the Lions in front there, yep, 10-3-63 to 5-5-35, 2 minutes from quarter time. The Lions win that game, then the back-to-back reigning premiers are locked away in the top 4 last round of home and away games for the AFL before wildcard finals next week. So here's young Ponyu, tackle 2, up to the 20 as the Finns work their way upfield. Stone down the middle third, 8 on the carry. Just short of the 30 as Ray Stone gets to his feet and plays it. What have Parramatta got here? They've just got to stop the flow of Finn's points. Good run, Fino Fuiaki. He's 40 from his own line, 10 from halfway as he plays it to Marshall King. Now Plath runs into the tackle of De Silva, who gets a bit of help. Max Plath just short of halfway as ref Sutton says that's 5. End of the set, it's a kick from Katoa, which is very deep this time. An uncontestable. Twiddle takes it comfortably, looks at Addo, says no, I'll carry it back. Nicarima's there to meet him with some help from Molo, who pushes him back a metre or 2. Gets a ripple of applause from the Cauldron. Eels start this set 8 from their own line, and Para fans and any fans just tuning in. That news, if you haven't heard me call Jordan Samrani, that's because he hurt his groin in the warm-up, is out of the game. Abbott Twiddle was named to start on the bench, but he came back in to play at fullback, and the Eels only have 5 bench players available with that late injury to Samrani. Of course, you can only use 4 of your 6 available, but it's only 5 available for Parrot tonight. Oh, there's a mistake in the play the ball here from Harry Edwards late in that Parramatta set. Only a dozen from halfway.
Full set of 6 coming on attack here for the Finns. They'll be licking their lips. Set play.
100 seconds to the break.
Challenging, Q.
Challenge coming.
Is that Harrison knocks the ball on and attempting to play it?
I can tell you, Mark O'Neill, the footy manager for the Eels, he walked over to Channel 9. He wanted to have a look at another replay of that pass from Bostock because he was concerned about the elbow touching the ground. But as you've already notated, Q,
The ball is just placed on the ground and the hand remains on the ball. The challenge is successful.
Okay.
they got that one. But, yeah, Channel 9 confirmed what you'd said in your call, Q, man, that it was off the ground.
As in, yeah, the ball did not touch
Bostock, yeah.
did not touch the ground. Just to try not to mix terms to confuse there.
It's the arm carrying the ball. If it doesn't touch the ground, you have to
Exactly.
play that.
Yeah. Parra kick downfield. Cobbo's got it near the touchline on the left edge. Runs infield. Williams is there to tackle him, and Cobbo for the Dolphins just short of the 20. So Parra will probably get the ball back. 1 minute and 20 left in the half.
Couple tackles.
Dolphins well inside their own half. Played 2 by Asako on the 20. Now here is Bostock, who's played 10 games for 10 wins in club footy this year. He's had an amazing 2026 coming back from an ACL. Plays the ball there to Marshall King. Now Fino Fuiaki's tackled 8 metres from halfway. Marshall King at distributor, passes centre field to Plath, runs at the line, second man Katoa, face ball then to Ponu, nice tackle, Moses around his ankles, cuts him down. Ball played 45 out, last play they roll it blindside to the left and run it. Nicarima gives to Farnworth, Farnworth takes contact, passes infield to Marshall King, chucks it to the middle of the field, Katoa, hot potato hands through Bostock to the right edge, Fino Fuiaki to the 30, passes infield to the hammer, over the 20, passes back to Fino Fuiaki, here they are playing touch footy on the last again, Fino Fuiaki gives it to Stone, Stone passes to the left edge for Farnworth. Double cut out. Oh, was it? Oh, boot! Cobbo voided it with his boot into the feet of Twiddle. Oh, and then he caught it and planted it, but the referee says the pass to Cobbo was forward.
Wow, that was it. Garrick Seed, the other great try they've scored tonight. That had everything. Cobbo puts it on the boot, but it's a forward pass from Herbie. That's the way he's ruled it.
Well, that's why he had to kick it in the end, because it was a forward pass. It was out in front of him. But Cobbo, he volleyed it into Twiddle. It ricocheted back to Cobbo, who grabbed it and planted the ball. But forward pass, no try.
EPL starts tomorrow. Q, we think he's playing for Arsenal, selling Cobbo.
Well, Herbie Farnworth, he was a Man U junior, or in his pathways as a kid. That's half-time. Eels first 2 tries, Dolphins next 3, and the hosts lead it by 16 points to 10. On 8 minutes, Ronald Volkman scored. On 20 minutes, it was Brian Kelly. Moses kicking one of the 2. For Eels, 10-0 after 20. But then Farnworth on 25, Cobbo on 29, and Asako on 36 minutes. Bang, bang, bang. Asako kicking 2 of the 3 conversions, and the Finns take a 16-10 lead into the break.
Well, you talk about the 2 sides to a story. Well, there's 2 parts of that half. The first 20 minutes, it was the Eels, the energy. Everything they were doing was great. Their defence, their line speed, their attack, they were winning every collision. Moses was kicking the skin off the football. Everything was great about their performance, and rewarded with 2 tries, deserved the lead. And then the boys from the Peninsula woke up, try on minute 24, and from that moment on, they basically just overwhelmed the Eels through good hard running from their back 5. They won the middle, they were going down the park, and you can correlate a lot of that energy was when off the pine comes a bloke called Max Plath. As soon as he arrives, things swing, the energy lifts, there's no more complacency. Let's do the simple things right at 100 miles an hour. They did, and then you know they've got X factor, they've got class. They just have to get those roll the sleeves up sort of things, the dirty things. They've got to get those little 1%ers right, and when they do, you are looking at a side that can beat any team in the comp.
And again, at the running playmakers of the Dolphins, I mean, we've got to go to the news in a moment, but I'm just trying to think through the good teams, even the likes of the Panthers, the Roosters, the Warriors. I mean, you look at their running playmakers. You've got Plath that comes in, Marshall King the way he runs, Katoa runs at the line. They just... Nicarima runs at the line. They're very happy to sort of take that ground with their feet before they then let the hands do the sparkle work.
And at any stage you overread those players, they'll cut you up.
And they back themselves to offload.
But then all of a sudden...
They get caught.
They do. And they prepared a chance around because they didn't back the defence to hopefully withstand that. But then they got those straight runners. The edge back row was Fini Fuiaki. And then you saw one of the tries. The first try came around from a straight run, not by that. You had the hammer and you had Cobbo sort of lurking out the back, mystifying, and they hit a straight great run in the former Herbie Farmwood. So they've got a lot of different strings to their bow, but I'll go to a point, they've got to get the dirty 1%ers done right up front, and that's where their pine made a big difference at minute 24.
NRL Friday with the one and only Billy Moore. Thanks, Bill. ABC Sport here at halftime. Dolphins 16, Eels 10. Payne Haas got the 3 votes as the Broncos won just their 7th game of the season. They destroyed Big Josh Papali'i's farewell game in Canberra.
Papa's house was burnt down.
Was raided by the Broncos. That's mixed terms. 34-30 for the Broncos over the Raiders. Halftime in the AFL, and Brisbane has a 22-point lead over Collingwood. The Lions 10-3, 63 to the Magpies 6-5, 41. And just before the news, of course, don't forget tomorrow, ABC Listen, the red cricket ball button is where you can hear Test 2 of the Australia versus Bangladesh series there at beautiful Harrop Park in Mackay. Of course, so much talk in the aftermath of Australia's shock loss in the first test. Matt Renshaw returns to the test team at the expense of Jake Weatherald.
I love my cricket. I know you take it to 3 or 4 levels above me. How about a loss do you critique that one to Bangladesh?
Very.
Top 3 of all time? In our lifetime, sorry, that is.
They were incredibly outplayed. Yeah, I think more credit is due to the way Bangladesh played, and it was one of those classic scenarios where Bangladesh won the first 2 sessions, which was so important, yet didn't give up the advantage that they gained in the first 2 sessions.
Good point.
So, yeah, Australia's batting in the first 4 hours of the test match lost them the test match.
They're almost waiting for someone else to do it inside the team.
Yeah. Steve Smith got 70, of course, in that first innings. Anyway, boy, salivating stuff. We've got cricket to look forward to as well as the footy over the weekend. 16-10 Dolphins over the Eels. Halftime NRL Friday on ABC Sport returns after a trip to the newsroom.
ABC News, good evening, I'm Noni Edwards. A lawyer representing 2 of the women involved in the Sydney Swans scandal says his clients are in hiding after receiving threatening messages from members of the public. Costa Haritos has the details.
Several adult entertainers are understood to have joined Swans players at Melbourne's Pullman Hotel on Sunday night after being hired after the Swans win against Essendon. Police are investigating a report of sexual assault, which the ABC understands centres on a player allegedly touching one of the women without her consent. John Carancis from Carboni Lawyers says his clients are terrified after receiving threatening messages from members of the public this week.
These women are currently in fear for their life, in essence hiding.
Police have not made any arrests or laid any charges.
The Home Affairs Minister says a former ASIO agent who wants to return to Australia to give evidence at the Bondi Beach terror attack Royal Commission can do so remotely. The man, known as Marcus, claims to have warned security agencies about the gunman years before last December's deadly attack. He currently lives in an undisclosed location abroad and says he wants to give his evidence in Australia due to security concerns. But Tony Burke says that's not necessary.
Mike Burgess, the Director General of ASIO, has given me clearance to make clear that if I was ever asked about this, which I now have been, he has advised and made clear to the Royal Commission that any evidence that would come from this particular individual is declassified.
Police have arrested a man in Melbourne's Outer East after a woman was found dead this morning. Georgia Lenton-Williams has more.
Emergency services were called to a house on Ferntree Gully Road in Ferntree Gully just before 10 o'clock this morning, where they found an injured woman. Despite their best efforts to revive the woman, who is yet to be formally identified, she died at the scene. Police arrested a 45-year-old Ferntree Gully man nearby, and he remains in custody. A crime scene has been established, and homicide squad detectives are examining the scene. Investigators believe the parties knew each other. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers.
Federal Health Minister Mark Butler says the Commonwealth may need to secure life-saving cancer treatment units in both Victoria and South Australia to keep up with demand. The two states have been competing over who gets to house a single proton therapy unit. A proposed unit at SA's Medical Research Institute fell through about 3 years ago. Mark Butler says proton therapy demand projections from Cancer Australia suggest 2 or 3 units may be needed.
Given the affluction of time, there is the possibility that we're not looking at a question of either a Victorian or a South Australian proton therapy unit, but indeed we might need to look at both of them at the same time. The two projects are a little different, so they might serve different needs in the community.
Internationally, Poland's foreign ministry says it's very disappointed and has summoned Israel's ambassador in Warsaw after Israel decided not to pursue criminal proceedings over an attack on a volunteer convoy in Gaza in which a Polish citizen was killed. Poland's deputy foreign minister has told public radio it's a surprising decision. More than 73,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks since the start of the war began in Gaza in 2023. Israel's military says its attacks target Hamas militants. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan was being tortured repeatedly in prison, his sister Uzma Khan has told reporters at a press conference. Mr. Khan was briefly taken to hospital, declared medically fit and sent back to prison within a few hours, a surprise move that his supporters and party said violated a top court directive. There was no immediate response from spokespersons for the Interior and Law Ministries, as well as from jail authorities to a request for comment from Reuters news agency on Mr. Khan's allegations of torture. And finally, drivers have crossed the finish line in Darwin after taking cheap clunkers through the middle of Australia for charity. The Box Rallies event sees teams drive cars worth less than $1,500 from Adelaide to Darwin. The event's raised millions of dollars for charity over its 16-year history. Box Rallies founder James Freeman says the route takes drivers through some tough terrain.
We certainly go on the roads least travelled. To give you an example, when we left Adelaide all the way out to Alice Springs, we didn't touch the Stewart Highway once. And then yesterday, we were all the way out to Timber Creek on the Buchanan Highway, which was very rough, full dust, corrugations, never seen a grader, just extraordinary.
You're up to date with the very latest from ABC News.
Are there any winners in the cost of living crisis? Has gambling become our national sport? How much more can our farmers survive? What's causing the algal bloom? Can we afford the energy transition?
Questions. They've never been more important. So the one thing we'll never question is our duty to keep asking. ABC News. Keep asking.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
From Moses to Volkman running centre field, gave it to Kautonga, a little offload. No, he didn't give the offload with Russell storming through. Out of dummy half. Oh, great run from Volkman. He's got himself, crashed through a tackle and scores the opening try for Parramatta. Plays it to De Silva, given right for Moses. Passes on to Bensony. Oh, he puts a brilliant ball to the right edge for Kelly. Brian Kelly scores off the most sublime of passes from Will Bensony. Katoa runs at the line, now passes to Nicarima, gives it to Farnworth, breaks one tackle and scores a try. That was just set play, textbook stuff from the Finns. Mitch Moses not good enough one-on-one to stop Herbie Farnworth. Defence is there, chucks it infield, back to Katoa, now to the hammer, throws it to centre field on the 20. Nicarima passes to the left edge for Farnworth. Farnworth passes to Tomo. Tomo steps inside the shifting defence and completes a brilliant last play try for the Finns. Given to Katoa, puts in a shallow bomb. It'll come down 5 metres out. Bostock leaks over at a car. He keeps his arm alive, chucks a pass to the wing, which bounces for Osako finally, and Osako bounces into the in goal to score.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio
And ABC Listen.
Fast start for the Eels in NRL Friday on ABC Sport here at the Cauldron. They led 10-0 only for the Finns to score the next 3 tries. Welcome back to Lang Park in Brisbane. Quentin Hull is my name. A pleasure to be bringing the action to you from this round 25 fixture in perfect late winter conditions. I'm alongside international Billy Moore. Zane Bojack is down on the touchline. Your texts continue to be welcome. The way to get in touch tonight and throughout the rest of the season, as ever, say good day, 0467920222. The gear steward at Kalenga, who always comes up with his lines. He says, the Finns still look like a titleist. And it's almost an editorial breach because he's using the golfing brand name there. Okay, thank you. 0467920222. Steve from Concord says, g'day Q and Billy, how good's title looking for the Bears next year? Tonight, perversely, I'm cheering for Para. Reason being, I'd prefer the Dolphins to get a home final and a good Lang Park crowd versus the Sharks getting a paltry 12 or 13K at that dreadful Shark Park, says Steve from Concord.
That's an interesting point because obviously they'll have the same opportunity, but it will be their home ground, which will only hold that many.
3, 4, 5 and 6 all get one home final. So the question is, it looks at this stage that Cronulla and the Dolphins will finish in that group of 3rd to 6th.
Yes.
So there will be still a game at Shark Park. If they finish 5th or 6th, they'll get a home eliminator. Unless, of course, the temporary CEO says, no.
We'll have to move that
up to the footy stadium, thank you very much, and people from the Shire can get into town.
Quick little, I got a cheerio to my cousin who's in Da Nang, Vietnam, listening to us.
On the app?
On the app, he just sent a photo through. He's got his feet up on the beach there, having a little beer, listening to your wonderful dulcet tones.
Oh, how fantastic!
Oh, Storm and Norman.
Is he a Moore?
Yeah, Peter George Moore. Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
he lived one street from us in Wallingarra.
Okay. Is there a way back for Parramatta here? And I say that with the scoreline only being 6 the difference. But, as mentioned, the Finns have scored the last 3 tries in the game.
They've got to become error-free. Their second half of that first half, too many errors. The Eels gave the Finns good field position. They made them pay. So error-free. They're running hard. They're doing all the little things right. Parramatta, they slipped away with their process, and we need Moses' involvement to really lift and direct the team around the park. So no, they're not out of it, especially they score first in this second half.
G'day to Luke and Alyssa. They're listening from the Shire. They say the Dolphins need to push. They are not safe. No, not yet at all. Restart to play here. Second half is underway, and Frank Molo takes the first carry of the set for the Dolphins. He's tackled 15 metres from the southern end, so the Finns now running left. As we look at it here in the western stand, they're running towards the Caxton Street end. Second carry up to the 30 through young Ponu, and now it's give it a Ray Stone for play 3, and the Finns get into this second half. They're 15 from halfway, mid-first set. Marshall King gives it one man to the right for Plath, who buffets off the tackle of Brown, but De Silva's there to finish him off. Plath on halfway, plays the ball. Marshall King given to the Hammer, who's sort of ghosting around the ruck there trying to find a hole, but there's none there for him. He's tackled. That's play 5. End of set, and Katoa will bomb deep for the Dolphins. Addo-Carr's under it, catches it before Osako can arrive and tackle him, and then Osako does cling on, and the Foxes got it. Parramatta 10 from their own line as they work it up from deep in their own zone. Welcome back in our sideline eye, Zane Bojack, who's got his ear on the word from the rooms, as well as Twiddle is put on his back from a rib rattler from Plath.
Oh, what a tackle that was. Christian Wolfer said he wants the next 5 or 6 minutes to be really intense because he wants you to keep the foot on the throat. He said we've got the momentum. He said he also wants them to really try and control possession and discipline because it's the boot of Mitch Moses that's keeping Parramatta in the contest as another one goes downfield, as opposed to the Eels, who are worried about the 5th tackle options of the Dolphins. We had Jason Rolls tell his side, don't go back on the 5th tackle. They're stripping us for numbers. And he said, stay in the fight. Do not let them get too far ahead. Stay in the battle.
Good on you, Zane. Crowd reacting there because
great carry.
Katoa Tonga was just buffeted off the run of Cobbo. He's having quite the game in his 100th. He's already scored a try. Finns have got it. They're in the middle of the park and another crawling run from Bostock, who gave that great pass to set up the Osako try in the first half. Now Farnworth with the ball. Goes 10 metres forward, 40 metres from the Eels line. Late to Marshall King. Passes right for Plath. Second man to the right, Katoa. Second man to the right, Tavio Ivito. He buffets off the tackle of Volkman. Got tackled by Russell, but passes infield, so ball's still alive. This is where they're dangerous. Katoa gives it to Farnworth, who's trying to do a little Michael Jackson move and befuddle the defence. But those quick feet were eventually stopped by the tackle of Brown. Last play, Dolphins 30 metres out. Katoa will bomb to the attacking right side. Oh, no one challenges Bostock. He didn't catch it. It went backwards off his fingers to Osako. Puts in a little grubber, but Twiddle is there. And luckily for Parramatta, they get out of that. It wasn't a great leap and catch. It wasn't a great grubber. But in the end, up at Twiddle's hands were true. And the Eels get out of that one. They're 20 from their own line. 3 minutes played second half. 16-10 to the Finns. Down the middle third go the Eels. And as I said, they're playing in that deeper of their blue strips tonight. The more navy than royal. Carry there from Kelly. Now they get it to the right edge. That's a nice run from Benson. He eventually tackled 15 from halfway, 10 from the western side. Plays this to Silva. Hit with pace by the man running in to receive the ball there. And that was Jez Funa. He's tackled, but there was a chicken wing in there. I haven't seen that for a while.
No, and
Jaz Funa's out there and a chicken wing against Marshall King.
Well, this gives the Eels, I think,
that's a bad one too.
Sort of reported, I think, but they've earned their opportunity here, the Eels. A couple of really good, strong carries. They'll find touch. They'll be, 45 out from the Finns line. This is where they want to, if they can score in this set of 6, this really sets up this match.
Edwards tackled 40 from the Dolphins line. Yes, Dano, you were going to say something there.
I was just going to say, Jeremy Marshall King's worried. I think he knows he's going to see Weeks for that. I wouldn't be surprised if Bostock sees Weeks as well as a result of his dumping tackle.
Yeah, there's a couple of incidents that will be looked at, that's for sure. So, a few concerns as Moses, little face ball there to Williams. He gains about 7 or 8 post-contact all the time, Jack Williams.
He does, he keeps those legs moving.
Another good run, he's 18 metres out and tackled. Now back to the left, through the hands. Volkman feeds the straightening line of Kautonga. Great tackle, Fine Fuiaki and Plath. They stop him 11 metres out, Eels on the front foot. De Silva has a run out of dummy half. Plath makes the tackle. Last play, 5 out the Eels. Given to Moses, he chips for the right wing of Kelly. He leaps along with Cobbo. It goes off fingernails and over. Who got the last touch?
I think it was Kelly.
They were both jumping at it. It's Cobbo who got it.
Yeah.
He got the last touch. So Parramatta's going to get another go here. I think. Oh, no, that's a bad call. We've just seen the replay.
I feel really is it's what's going on Cobbo and a touch off him.
I think the challenge is going to be good. We just saw a replay. It looked like Brian Kelly got the last touch.
It sort of almost had to be that way because the way they've come into the contest.
All aspects of play. It's a contest for the ball by both players. As you can see, it comes off the hand of Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
And then goes over the touchline. The challenge is successful.
He's 0 from 2, that touch judge. He's got the try wrong, and now he's got that wrong as well.
Ash Klein in the bunker.
Should I say his name's Kieran Orange? No, I've already said it. Oh, there you go.
And Moses doesn't want to give the ball up.
So, Moses now chucks the ball to Plath, who's going to play it 10 from the Dolphins line. That took a bit longer than it probably should have. Osako, first carry, no great game. Jermaine Osako. He will be a big loss for this team and a really good gain for the Storm. The inaugural Dolphin heading south at the end of this season. He'll probably have a big role to play for New Zealand in the Rugby League World Cup coming up as well.
Huge role.
Francis Molo's got the ball now, midway goal line and halfway. Speaking of Kiwis, there's Marshall King feeding it to left to Plath. Speaking of Kiwis, Nikarima, who gets the ball away to the left edge. Oh, and stepping out of tackles. Young Ponyu's broken a tackle or two. The teenager in game 2 eventually stopped beyond halfway. Good run. Marshall King now gives to Katoa. He breaks a tackle. He's 35 out, but pinned by the tackle now of Williams and Bensony. Will play it left edge, 35 out. Marshall King passes infield. Nicarima bombs at the end of the set. It's a contested ball, but Twiddle left with the most intent and catches brilliantly. Gee, that is good catch from Appa Twiddle. 15 from his own line. Eels with the ball.
A lot of pressure on the young custodian. Did his job, and this is where the Finns have changed the course of this match. Their line speed. Look at them charge up there, Q.
And Akar sees three in front of him and can't get beyond the 20. Katoa and Bostock and also Plath were there. Played to Volkman, who distributes one man infield to Russell. He's tackled short of the 30. Eels struggling to make ground on this set. Now through the hands of Edwards to the right. Nicarima's there in the face of the ball carrier. He had Ponyu and also Molo there to make the tackle on Funa. End of the set, Moses kicks downfield. He's 15 his own side of halfway when he boots it. It's caught 15 from the goal line by Tabio Afido, and the kick return from the Finns fullback gets back to the 30. It's 16 points to 10. Dolphins leading Parramatta. No score in 7 minutes of the second half. NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Osako on a straighten up. 15 from halfway when stopped. Cobbo has a run out of dummy half. Give him 7 or 8 on the game. Plays it there to Marshall King. Got the man off his right shoulder. It's Molo. Takes contact. Offloads the Plath numbers to the right. Give it to Katoa. Pops it up to Bostock. Up to the 30. He steps in field and slips over, and Twiddle makes the tackle. Brilliant defensive play from Appa Twiddle. Bostock overplayed his hand. He had a man on the wing. He didn't give the pass. Marshall King now feeds it to Nicarima. Passes laterally across to 20. This is the hot potato Finn stuff where they look so dangerous. Farnworth two around him, but got an offload away to the hammer. Passes to the right edge for Bostock. That time he does pass it, and Osako does finish. That's what he should have done the first time. Jermaine Osako scores his second try. Rarely in life are you presented with the opportunity so quickly to right your wrongs. But Jack Bostock thinks, yep, I'll pass it to the winger that time. That's 20 points to 10. Kick to come.
Option A didn't work, so I'll play option B. It was a great defensive play by Twiddle. He backed off, and the overlap was there, but Bostock fooled himself, and Twiddle was brilliant and was allowed to defuse the situation. But they kept the ball alive and went across to the left-hand side, and then Herbie Farnworth, as always, had to keep playing there. Held up the defence, got the ball back. They then spread it to Bostock. Their halfback Katoa realised, let's go back to that right side. The left-hand side of Parramatta was shredded. So he went back to Bostock. He drew in Adokar, lovely little short ball to his winger. And Osako, he got into the backfield, and this time the custodian Twiddle could not stop him. Beautiful right footstep, brought the ball back in a couple of metres, and he's finished yet another spectacular Dolphins try.
It's the TikTok generation, Billy, and if you stuff it up, you just pause, you go back and you re-record, and that's what happened there with Jack Bostock. We know he's the TV chef on TikTok. Well, he just went, you know what, I'll cook up another opportunity, and he put his winger over. How's about Osako? 21 tries now, 95 for his career. How many tries are our wingers scoring? I know we've got Silky. Well, Jerkins, what's he up to? He's almost up to 30.
He's 28, Jenkins. Osako from the right touchline converts his own try. He's only missed the one tonight. He's 3 from 4. So from 10-0 in front, Parramatta now trail 22 points to 10.
And they need to score next to Eels.
Or it could get messy. We've still got 31 minutes left in the game.
And if the Finns play high percentage football, they can do razzle-dazzle and still complete at a high percentage, more than probably anyone else in the competition. If they do that, the Eels will be in trouble. So they need to lift their intensity and they need to score next.
Kick-off will be secured by Cobbo on the goal line. Molo charges forward and is tackled 12 metres from that southern in-goal. Around the grounds, early third quarter in that vital AFL game. Brisbane 11-3, 69 lead. Collingwood 6-42. So the two-time reigning premiers in good position to lock away the double chance and a top 4 berth. Amazing here in Title Town, Billy. The differing stories of the two title holders across the codes. Although the Bronx did get a win over over the Raiders 34-30 tonight.
Herbie Farmer's gone down here, ankle injury. Could be on report here. He's in a bit of pain.
He's feeling for, I think, his right ankle.
I hope it's not syndesmosis. Is there a fall here? Hip drop?
No.
Is it tackle?
No, he just got tackled awkwardly. Nothing wrong in that. It was Kelma Tuolangi grabbing him from behind, and I think his ankle actually got twisted by the hands, around an ankle tackle, if you know what I mean.
Telling De Silva his weight when it came on top, that's what the problem was.
Last play as Farnworth will continue. Katoa kicks deep downfield. Twiddle, I reckon you found one here, Billy. Seen a little bit of him, but it's only his third game, and he looks all right. He's caught that fire from the goal line.
He certainly doesn't look out of his class.
Well, what about Easter Monday? He scored the winning try.
Well, we were just talking about the news. I'll just hold on here. Parra's going to run the ball upfield as Tuolangi takes it into the defensive line, just beyond the 30. He plays the ball there to De Silva, given to Paolo, and the veteran junior is tackled. Speaking of bears to be, 10 from halfway, now to the left. It's Volkman running at the line. Finay Fuiaki drags him down one-on-one. Good tackle from Kuli Kefu. Eels last play. Moses just inside his own half, kicks deep with the right boot. Hammer just adjusts his feet backwards a metre or two before catching on his chest and is taken on the 20. Yeah, so Appa Twiddle was saying, AJ Brimson maybe shopped around at Gold Coast. He might play fullback at the Bears. Well, not if Appa Twiddle's going there, the way the Twiddle's been going.
Yeah, I think you might have another guy called Nick Mooney wants the jersey too.
Okay, Bostock up to halfway and beyond. Volkman makes the tackle. The Eels are just starting to be outclassed a little bit here. They're trying, but this Dolphins scoring machine just looks potent every time it gets into attack.
Threatening.
Plank down the middle for 35 out. Last 4 tries in the games to the Finns. It's only 22-10, but momentum's all red here at the Cauldron. Last play call after a Molo run puts the Finns to within 30. The last play is a bomb from Katoa. Bostock will leap and catch. He's tackled by Addo Carr and also Russell and held up 5 metres from the goal line. Handover, Parramatta's ball.
They seem to like that play a bit, the Eels tonight, almost letting the Finns catch it and then tackle them straight away. The only danger you got there is if the person who catches it is able to release that ball, you got yourself a problem.
Kelly tackled on the 20 as the Eels try and work upfield. Thanks to Cookie from Parigi and Beach who texts, brilliant calling guys. I'm a 69-year-old lifetime NRL supporter. I find the Dolphins the most exciting footy team since Wests in 2005. If they make the grand final, it'll be awesome for the game. Thank you, Cookie, on the text. As the Eels, through to Silva, get a bit of front football. Pass goes to the buffeting run of Williams, and he's up almost to the 20. Platt steals one-on-one, then drops the ball. Picked up by Williams. Play on. 6 more. He passes to Paolo, and he's tackled. You pinch it, I'll get it, I'll drop it, you get it back. Does that make sense? Parra's got the ball and still or again on the attack. Again is the correct terminology. Yeah, they are still on the attack as well. Played by Edwards, centre field, 15 out. Moses passes to the right for Junior Barlaw. Parra need to score. There's 27 minutes left in the game. Barlaw with a loose carry.
Herbie stole it and then dropped it again. Twice they've stolen it in those recent plays and both times they've dropped it.
Tom from Lutwich says the Finns have got world-class centres of fullback and wingers plus quality halfback. Hard-working forwards. Have they a real chance of winning the title on their first crack at finals? Good question, Tom. 0467920222 is the text message number.
The only thing stopping them is that stat, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, darling. They have a soft underbelly. They do go to sleep for 10 minutes in most games. You can't do that in finals.
Parra scrum feet 10 metres out. Junior Barlaw tackled 11 metres from the goal line. So the Eels have got a chance to try and change momentum. De Silva gives the pass to the right from Moses. Feeds the inside line of Tuolangi. He's tackled 5 to the right of the uprights and 2 metres from the Finns line. Slow to play the ball. De Silva distributes left and centre field. To the hands of Moses, given to Volkman, now to Kautonga, hits and draws 2, offloads to Volkman, given to the edge for Russell, but Russell is tackled one-on-one by Bostock, 5 metres out, chucked by De Silva, back to right. right in centre field. Into the hands of Edwards. No one around him. He has to go forwards. Easy pickings for the defence. Tackled 10 metres out. Zane's doing the wave at ground level. Volkman with the grubber. Ricochets off the feet of Kautonga. Oh, he picks it up and tried to pass it to the hammer. Was probably forward. It was definitely knocked on.
Was there enough advantage there for the Finns to basically extinguish their opportunity?
Now, referee's calling time off here.
On-field ruling is a knock-on by Ronald Volkman after the ball's played out and comes off the leg of the Dolphins. Parramatta are challenging that there is interference on a player, that there's a push in the back.
There was a push, I thought, actually. I didn't see that. I think Katoa may have pushed him, Zano.
But, Zano, are you with us or are you doing the wave?
No, I'm with you guys. I've got people behind me saying, come on, commentators.
What was played at by? Is
No,
it
they do it again.
resetting the tackle count?
Is this a push here by Katoa? This is the key question.
Volkman goes to his
knocked on
ankles.
before the push.
Just having a look to see after touching the left hand of Ronald whether the ball goes forwards or backwards.
So he's going down to try and pick it up.
It's knocked on before the push even comes.
Well, he fumbled it backwards though, I think.
The ball travels forward into his leg.
Okay.
The challenge is unsuccessful.
The knock-on, mate.
Yeah.
Scrum.
I don't think he really pushed him anyway, but there was already a knock on. But from that moment on, if you remember, Katoa picks it up and then he offloads a short little ball to the hammer. How much time do you get before you extinguish the advantage?
Oh, that's a good question.
We've seen some variations last couple of weeks, haven't we? I mean, sometimes they've gone 20, 30 metres and they've still said, oh, no, you can have the scrum fee.
What's doing with this crowd?
Well, there's 24,728. It's 22 points to 10, and yet they're into the wave already, Q. There's a lot of excitement on the peninsula.
25 minutes left in the game. NRL Friday on ABC Sport. Katoa's got the ball. He's tackled by a very aggressive Kelma Tuolangi. Now, Finn Diesel's out there. There he is, Felice Kafusi.
You love Finn Diesel, don't you?
I love his look. I love the nickname. Offload here from Farnworth. Hot potato stuff again. Marshall King to Nicarima. They're 15 inside their own half, and they're playing like it's touch footy. Nicarima's tackled, 15 from halfway. They are so exciting. Whether it holds up in September will be one of the great questions of the final series to come. Flat tackled, 5 from halfway. Given to Katoa's boot at the end of the set. He boots deep. Caught by Adokar, 10 from his own line. He'll get almost through the defence on the 20. Good tackle, Fino Fuiaki. Great kick return from the Fox. Midway goal line and halfway. Now Russell, one man right and infield. Give him 7 or 8 on the game, just beyond the 30. Big pass to centre field from Moses. Gives it out to the right edge now. And to Alangi, he's going to be wrestled to deck, 10 from halfway. For the contest, it needs Parramatta to score next, as Twiddle services it right into the hands of Kelly. Beyond halfway and tackled, 5 in from Western touch, 43 metres from the Dolphins line. Still a couple of plays in this set for Para. Given to Moses through the hands now from Edwards to Volkman, running laterally, links up on the left edge to Kautonga. Great tackle around the ankles from Katoa. They go blindside. Volkman on the last. Gives it to Russell. Kicks infield. It's shallow and knocked on by Edwards. Picked up by the hammer in broken field. Oh, there are too many blue jumpers for him to go on a 70-metre scoot. And he's tackled on his own 30. But you cannot stop when you watch these guys. The Dolphins, almost a line break there. Sort of proving my point. Almost. You almost got through the hole. Finn Diesel, we're going to see him next year. That was what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, good point.
Felice Kafusi off contract now to the left, given to Plath. Plath charges into the defence and is tackled 37 metres out. They are an oxygen-sapping team, the Finns, to the right. Oh, Nicarima's ball almost put his man through a hole. Volkman one-on-one try-saver on Fino Fuiaki, 20 metres out. It's a red wave headed to the Caxton Street end as Stoner's tackled 11 metres out. Last place is the ref. To the left for Nicarima. Grubber for the in-goal area. Fielded by Twiddle and run dead. Goal line dropout, Parramatta.
It's a red tsunami, just rolls its way down the park, and you can see the Eels are holding on as best they can. They almost look they can't do much to stop it, but eventually that man, Appy Twiddle, took the ball over the ball line.
It's a very different take on Moses looking at the Red Sea.
Yes, you're right. Wow. Bang, bang. It's just top shelf, actually. Well done.
Twiddle got the kick away before the ping and the buzzer. Just. So the shot clock or the dropout clock expired. It was a 15-metre shortish dropout, won by the Dolphins. And now Plath on a straightening run. Oh, good tackle from De Silva. 10 metres out, just to the right of the uprights. 22-10 to the Dolphins, but it was 10-0 Para early. Hammer feeds the inside line of Bostock. De Silva needs help. He gets help from Williams and Edwards to hold him up on the goal line. 10 to the right of the uprights. Marshall King dummies, gives it left to Platt. Given to Katoa, cut out. Man to Nicarima, then to Farnworth. Runs infield. Dodges past Moses. Taken by Barlaw and stopped only 2 metres out. Edwards there to help in the tackle. Oh, Edwards clung on too long. Wavy fisty. Kafusi decides to charge towards the padding of the post. He's tackled half a metre short. Oh, the Finns can sense blood in the water here to the right. Max Platt sees a gap. Williams tries to stop him. Can't. Platt scores.
That is all energy due. We were perfectly in line. We saw the hole appear, and Platt saw it. He could smell it, taste it. He wanted it. He accelerated into it. A palm, but that was just all energy. Leg drive. He should have been stopped, but you just knew there was no way they were going to be able to hold him out. And in the end, young Williams just wasn't able to bring him to ground before the try line. What a great individual try based on heart.
Oh, he's his own man, Zano. That isn't that rugby league DNA, that finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And you imagine the pressure that would have been on him coming through the grades. Whenever your dad was a legend, people always want to put you down. And look, I don't want to say that Brisbane's a small town, but with just the one club up until when he started at the Dolphins, he would have had, talks of nepotism, being part of the Broncos pathways, playing at Winner Manly, all that sort of stuff. And here he is now, a fully fledged Dolphin, absolutely loving life, a 3-time Queensland State of Origin player, and what an absolute sensation he is. And just to answer your question about Felice Q, he's not off until the end of next year, but he is 35 next year, and with him coming off on November 1, I can't see them looking to extend. I think next year will be the end of Felice Kafusi's time in the NRL, unless he wants to go maybe over the Super League.
Yeah, well, thanks for clearing that up. I didn't double check. I just assumed that his deal finished this year.
27 it finishes, but it's important because he's on big money, being one of the original recruits from the Storm, and you've got to remember that they need to try and retain some of these players, so I can't see him sticking around poor old Felice.
Yeah, good on you, Zano. Thank you for that. Now Osako. Slight angle to the right, and the ball's 22 metres out. He's 3 from 4 on the night. Strikes truly with the right boot. That's 4 from 5. Flags raised, and it's now 28 unanswered points for the Dolphins after Para led 10-0 after 20 minutes. Yeah, the Red Sea.
It's classic Finns, though, isn't it?
Is it what?
And you wouldn't. To me, the Eels have played quite well.
They're not playing poorly, Parramatta. They are, as I said, they're a little bit outclassed against probably, and I say this with respect to the Roosters and the Warriors and the Panthers, but as far as just pure octane high level, probably the most lethal attacking team in the competition. They're not the most complete team in the competition, are they, the Finns? But when it comes to scoring points, not many are better.
What about next week, Bill? Roosters, 82 points up in Towns. Well, they can put some points on.
I saw that.
But the thing about the attacking fire of the Finns, it comes from so many different points, orchestrated through the 7 and the 9, but there's so many other attacking weapons in this team.
Dolphins have got a 15 from their own line. Raystone is tackled there by Kelmatualangi. 19 minutes left in the game. The Dolphins need to win to ensure that they finish the round in the top 4 on Nicarima. Farnworth, quick hands, Cobbo down the western touchline, puts on the gas, beats an ankle tap, chips when Moses comes to him, but chips it straight to Twiddle, who diffuses the danger and then loses the ball trying to play it. It was reefed out of his hands. Penalty, Para.
He just needed to have probably a little bit bigger club, chip it over a little bit higher, but he's at full pace because Moses is coming across to get him at full pace. It was a pretty good attempt attempted a kick, and it ended up being perfect for Twaddle to defuse.
He was right in front of me. I reckon he had to back himself. I don't reckon Moses would have got there, but he put the kick in, Selwyn trying to be unselfish. But wow, he's got some pace, this great man in front of me. Sherberg will be going off, Duke.
Gee,
So Benson, he tried an ankle tap, he beat that, got through the tackle of Moses, and then Appa Twaddle. He hasn't done much wrong tonight, and to think he was expected to start on the bench. Jordan Samrani ruled out after the warm-up. Russell had been named to start in the team with Samrani in the centres, but then Twaddle got a reprieve to be in the starting 13. Junior Barlaw's got it. Parramatta with the football. 18 minutes to go. It's 28-10 to the Finns. Right side shift here. Twaddle links up with Benson, who runs into Nicarima and Farnworth, and they make the tackle. Twaddle comes into dummy half. Passes infield to the left. Moses spins it through the hands of Pryke to Volkman. Out to the edge for Russell. Straightening run from Sean Russell, but Bostock makes the tackle 25 metres out. De Silva looks infield to the right. Junior was the first receiver. Didn't want to give it to him. Now he gave to Moses. Bombs to the wing. Kelly leaps and catches, but Brian Kelly is tackled, and that's 5. Did he knock it on?
No, he's basically stole the ball back off. Nicarima, I think, ended up with the ball zone, didn't he? And then
Nicarima stole it,
yes,
and then Brian said, "You can't steal the ball off me," so he tried to take it back, but by then the tackle had already been enacted.
Jerry from Bondi text, I'm a Roosters fan, but I reckon the Dolphins are the best team to watch. They should be a chance of going all the way to the grand final.
Red Zone has highlighted next week's games. Roosters, I'll give you a fair idea where they're at.
And I do have it burned into my brain, having the privilege of calling what I think was 14 tries that night.
Yes.
Up in Townsville.
Oh, please forget about it. I wish I had brought it up.
Still got nightmares.
Yeah, that's next week, of course. We've still got, 17 minutes of this one. Here's Kafusi. 2 around him, knocks on trying to offload. There's going to be a lot of stoppages in this game now because the Dolphins realise they're 18 in front and they just do not abate. They just keep going at you now. Now that the scoreboard's in their favour,
they don't go into their shell, do they?
No.
So challenge here by the Finns. They question whether this was a knock.
I'll just go around the grounds and that
initially offloaded comes off the left hand of Felice Kafusi. This is now a knock on which goes forward towards the opponent's dead ball line.
Challenge unsuccessful. Brisbane, the Lions doing a good job to try and lock away 4th spot. What are they? Brisbane 15-6-96, Collingwood 7-6-48. So they're 8 goals in front of the Magpies close to three-quarter time, and it looks like the 2-time reigning premier will get the double chance.
Huge.
In 2026, yeah.
You can drop off scores of those 1-2 and
Collingwood 8 goals behind, Zane.
Queenslander.
Yes.
Parramatta feed the scrum. And Luca Moretti's back out there. He's tackled a couple of metres inside Eels territory. By the way, the Eels have got Cronulla, Sutherland and St George Illawarra to finish once they get through this one. Out on the right edge, Tuolangi's tackled, NRL logo, right edge, 42 metres out. Back to the left. Moses through the hands to Pryke, to Volkman. Twaddle dummies and straightens, got through Katoa and tackled by Fino Fuiaki. Huge tick up at Twaddle's game. He's been excellent. Pass to right and centre field. Volkman to Moses. Cuts it out. Went to the boot of Benson. He did well to trap it, soccer style. Picks it up, runs into the tackle of Farnworth and also Nicarima, then steps off the mark. Plays the ball now to Kelly. Past infield to Moses, to the straightening run of Harrison Edwards. And he is tackled. Centre Park, 25 out. Last play, says referee Sutton. De Silva passes left. Volkman has to catch and give quickly to Moses. Cuts it out to the wing for Twaddle. He tried to pass around to Sako. Pass went wrong. Knocked on. Bostock picked it up and dropped it.
I think it was raked out by Adokar. I'm lucky he did because I think Bostock and Herbie, so Bostock and the Hammer, might have carved up the Eels in the backfield. Just about to pass at Twaddle, saying that he got hit.
Yeah, there's a lot of tired players out there. Their handling's not so good. choice of pass is perhaps not there at the moment either, as the Dolphins try to work it out of their own territory. I think you just need to have a few sets completed and get a bit of a grind going.
You took the words out of my mouth, Zeno, that the one thing that the Finns don't do a lot is they don't settle into grind. They're not very content playing grind.
No, they get bored very quickly, don't they?
There's just too much explosiveness in them. Thanks to Pigeon on the text, enjoying the call. Thank you. 0467 920 222. Here's young Ponyu. And Brian Ponyu, the teenager in his second game, tackled 8 metres his own side of halfway for the Dolphins. Played to Platt, distributes to Morgan Knowles, the Englishman, to halfway. He'll get to his feet and play it. Bit messily, but the ref let it go. I think that was a bit lucky. Platt passes to Katoa. Katoa boots deep. Caught by Twiddle, a dozen from his own line, and up to the 20 before being tackled. And he's pushed back a metre or two at Twiddle. What's the crowd cheering for, Zane?
Race has just come off.
Oh, okay. You work in radio and you hear that noise, you have to let the listeners know what's going on. Even though Paris 10 from their own line, Moses is tackled there. Feeds one man infield now to Kelly. Kelly stopped 15 from his own line. 13 and a half minutes to go. Dolphins 28, Parramatta 10. You're hearing NRL Friday on ABC Sport with Quentin Hale, Billy Moore and Zane Bojack. A Hollywood combo and Billy and Zane with yours truly here at the big house in Brisbane. Forward goes Edwards. He's pushed back a metre or two. Harry Edwards is 5 from halfway though. This is the last play of the set for the Eels. Once again it's a Moses boot. This time a spiralling bomb. A torpy. Oh, well caught by Hamaso. Tabuai Fido on the 20 then gets to the 30 before being tackled. We haven't seen the Hammer really get space to run so far tonight. Mind you, there's 13 minutes left. Cobbo buffeting off tackler's left edge. Comes infield, passes to Farnworth. Oh, then he drops it, Herbie. Just a cold drop. Thinking of a pass, thought not to, and then by the time he thought not to, the ball was already out of his hands, straight into the hands of Pryke. They are making some mistakes, the Finns, so the Eels gifted a chance to attack here from 30 metres out. Harrison Edwards takes the ball into the defence. He's left edge for Parramatta and 28 metres out. Ball chucked to right in centre field for Volkman. Given to Twiddle. Flat ball on there. Oh, great pass to Alungi. Infield to Moses. Tackled though by the cover defence of Gilbert 10 out. Dummy half to Silva has a run. Passes infield. But again the Dolphins defence too good. On the carry there of Pryke. He's put down. Pass to the left. Goes to Volkman on the 10. Catch and give. Oh, Russell's pass was behind the Fox. And Addo-Carr can only try and clean up, and in vain he sees it roll past him and beyond the touchline on the loose pass from Sean Russell.
The big edge-back rower, Geelong had a beautiful little play there, post the hole through the line, and a lovely little offload. The Eels look like they were on the edge, on the verge of scoring a try, but the Finns' D was up to the challenge again.
Carl, listening from New Zealand, love listening to us, thank you. He's hoping for a Waz Finns final.
That would be
exciting. Out-the-gate game, lads. Is that a Kiwi phrase, an out-the-gate game?
How good was the
As
game
in
between
the
the
fans
Waz and
all over
Dolphins?
the place?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Thank you, Carl. 0467 920 222. As Plath, 15 from halfway, dummies, and decides to go himself from dummy half, but no way to go through there. The Eels have done well to sort of keep it to 28. Is it a fair enough call?
I totally agree. Their energy's been good. They've been a bit unlucky. That last set of 6, I thought they were going to score.
Last play on halfway. Katoa puts up a big high right foot bomb at Twiddle. 12 from his own line. Catches it, runs into the defence and gets tackled. G'day to Nick from Gloucester. He says he's on the back veranda having a beer. A few weeks ago, my company shut down, but I got a new job opportunity, the Savo. So happy days with a beer emoji. Good on you, Nick. Well done. Glad that you got some good news and you're enjoying the footy and a refreshment to celebrate the good turn of fortune. 10 from halfway the Eels. Moses gives the ball to Edwards. He gives a little offload away, but no way through for Saxon Pryke. 3 metres inside his own half centre field. De Silva directs it left through Volkman to Addo-Carr. He's got defenders in front of him. He palms away from Katoa. The Plath gets him. Katoa comes again. Fox stopped. 35 out, and there was a second grab there, so a wavy fisty for the Eels. This is a chance for them to narrow this margin as Moretti is picked up and dumped by the Kafusi tackle. 10 minutes to go here. Dolphins 28, Eels 10. As Edward goes on another run. Harry Edward stopped by Plath. There's a bit of insulation tape in that tackle. 20 out. Moses chips for the wing of Benson. He doesn't get to it. It's tried to be knocked dead by Nicarima. Didn't get enough on it. But I think Jez Fluter's got on that to score his first try in the NRL. It was Tuolungi, was it?
Yeah.
Kelma Tuolungi has got there
Nicarima
to score the try.
The chip goes up from Moses, and it looks like Benzini was going to score. Couldn't quite knock back by Nicarima, but unfortunately not enough on it, as you said, Q. And then the edge back row, who's had a little bit of an impact, come racing through and grounded. What's a good try that was earned by the Eels through some good play in the last 5 minutes.
Well, the interesting thing is Tuolungi scored that try, and with him coming on, Jack de Ballin won't be playing tonight, so that was an interesting one. Named in the starting side this week at 13, put back onto the bench for Pryke to start, and now he doesn't get a game as a result of that injury with Sam Rani. So sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't for the PNG International, 3-time New South Wales player. But I tell you what, Tuolungi, you've been talking about Asako going to Melbourne next year, Q. I know they've had a disappointing season. I think he's a good pickup. If they can get Ali Katoa going again, who says their edges can't be lethal next year?
5th try of the season for him. And well done, Eels. They hadn't scored for, well, basically an hour. Moses with his right boot converts the try. Yeah, more so 50 minutes than the hour, but nonetheless, we're 10-0 up, conceded 28 points, but now it's 28 points to 16. We've got 8 minutes and 22 seconds left. Now, in most games, you'd think, hold on, that's 2 converted tries. 8 minutes 20 is heaps of time. It's just that Parramatta's had no momentum. It doesn't seem like that could happen. But
if they score,
the Dolphins have shown us
they can switch off.
They can go to sleep in defence.
If they can score the next 3 or 4 minutes, it'll make for an exciting finish to this game.
So and what conversion from Moses.
What the Dolphins are doing is they're making too many errors at the moment. That razzle-dazzle footy, they just need to probably package it up with a bit better defence and play mistake-free.
So Moretti charges into the defensive line off the restart, just beyond the 10. Parramatta still a hope here, 12 the margin, 8 minutes to play. Kelly second carry beyond the 20, and here's the try scorer Tuolungi, play 3. 15 in from the right and 15 from half-play. Plays it to De Silva, given left and centre field for Moses. Kicks early in the set to Adokar's wing. He catches it on halfway. Asako's with him. He gets past Bostock, but Bostock then grabs onto his ankle, having fallen over, but grabbed enough to stop that Adokar. Interesting play there. Parramatta into attack. Great run from Williams. Tackled on 5, only 32 metres out. Last play for Parra here. It's Moses in the centre of the field. He's rushed that. He runs at the line. Chucks around the back. Pass it bounced. Picked up by Twiddle. Given to Volkman. He chips for the Adokar wing, but it's too wide and over the touchline.
I looked pretty there by the Eels, but unfortunately come unstuck. I thought for all money Moses was going to go deep into the backfield, but as he made the break, the defence came across, and in the end, it didn't work out for the Eels. The Fins now.
Hold on.
Someone's been called in.
Tom Gilbert.
He loses his legs and makes dangerous contact with a elevated risk of injury. It's on report and a penalty.
I think it was the back rower. I think it was Jack Williams got hurt in this tackle here.
Yeah, it's Flegler.
Oh, was it? Flegler, the other Tom.
I don't think it's overly serious. It's not like last week's with Chance Nickel stuff.
But
it's Tom Flegler.
Yeah, you're right.
He's got form.
And what that does present is a great attacking opportunity here for the Eels. 7 minutes 15 to go. If they score this set of 6, it's game on.
For the contest, we need a Parramatta try. Wouldn't that just really accelerate the emotions in the cauldron? First tackle, Harry Edwards stopped 28 metres out centre field. The Eels trail by 12. They've got the ball on the attack. Moretti bores his head down and gets to the 20 and plays the ball beyond the mark. Now plays it again on the mark. De Silva feeds it infield to the left. Moses to Volkman. Given to the inside run of Edwards, who's been busy. He's centre field and 18 metres out. Tackled there by Flegler. Played to De Silva. Given left to Volkman. Second man to, Twytle's passed it to no one. He's had a good night up at Twytle, but Addo Carr's now teapotting him. He's got his hands on his hips. The double teapot and saying, what was that, young man? The pass to the wing, missed the wing and goes over the touchline, and with it, perhaps Parramatta's chances of an unlikely upset here.
Yeah, you put that in the brain explosion category. That's the Finns off the hook, and another great carry there by Cobbo.
He's had another good night. 100th game for Selwyn Cobbo. This time last year could not get a game for the Broncos. Amazing. Farnworth on the carry. He's having a bit of a limp to Edwards as well as he plays at 12 from halfway. Now Flegler receives one man in field. 6 or 7 on the game for Thomas Flegler, who wrestles himself clear to play it to Plath. Give it to the left. Nicarima on the inside line. Ponyu found a gap. Great tackle from behind by De Silva. Stops him 32 metres out. Played to Plath. Gives it on to Katoa. Back to the left. Nicarima outside into. The hammer. Juggled it. Batted it backwards. Play on. Flegler's got it. He's tackled. That's 5. 25 metres out. Last play for the Dolphins. Katoa kicks for the leaping Bostock's wing. Bostock, he pushes men out of the way to try and get to the bounce. Twytle's there, though, to get it on the bounce. But Bostock touched it. It's a knock-on.
Great little passage of play again by the Finns. What they do when they're on, they test you everywhere on the park, whether it be around the ruck, A, B, C, D defenders. They test you everywhere, and it can all happen in the space of 3 or 4 tackles.
Only 5 minutes left now. Dolphins 28, Eels 16. So it will ensure that the Dolphins stay inside the top 4.
With games against to go.
Roosters at the Footy Stadium next week. Titans at Robina in the final round.
That last game, they need to keep winning to control their destiny of being top 4.
They'd like the Titans to beat the Sharks on Sunday.
Yeah, that's an important game for Cronulla to try and just get a bit of momentum back. Addo Carr's tackled left edge, 15 from halfway for the Eels. Twytle passes infield to Volkman. He gives it on to Brown. And Brown will play for the Eels, 8 inside his own half. That's 5. All the passes behind Moses. He did well to juggle and control it. Now he's accosted by Knowles, so he decided to run it, and the pass infield was forward.
Great work by Knowles, the back rower who would be completely tired out of his feet. He was the one that chased Moses, and he's the one, Zano, that caused that mistake and for his team to get the ball back.
1%ers, Bill. They take a lot of effort being chasing out a marker, put pressure on the kicker. He did that, and Moses came up with a mistake.
John T reckons it's a sugar bowl when it's both hands on the hips. Teapot's with the way, So teapot is the one hand.
Yep.
But I sort of went with the double teapot. Some people do call it the double teapot, but the sugar bowl would be more correct. Blessings from John. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here. Thoughts welcome on 0467 920 222. Ponyu gets the ball from Nicarima. He's through a hole. Defence comes. He flips it out. The back goes to deck. Farnworth knocks it on in, cleaning it up.
I'm like what I'm seeing this Ponyu, this this big left edge back rower. This is his audition for mine. I did see him earlier on when he played his first game, but you can just see as the game's gone on, he's been more devastating on this left edge.
I reckon we spoke about the guy whose spot he wants earlier tonight. He can only have one of Kafusi or Ponyu in the team.
Yes.
Is that fair enough, Zano, when you've got Donahue and Lemuelu back around the place?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting when Donahue comes back into the side. He's a talent. I think he's still got a little bit of maturing to do yet, but I tell you what is encouraging, Q, he's the first of the Dolphins, not Redcliffe, first of the Dolphins Parkway players to play first grade, and that just goes to show they're going to be a force in the years to come.
2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Finns lead at 28 points to 16. Now Moses on his own 20, passes to the right for Twytle, runs into Nicarima, who gets help in the defensive line there by Punu. Tackles him on the 30. That pass was suspect to the right. Lets it go. Moses feeds the infield line of Bensony, and Will Bensony gave a brilliant offload to allow Brian Kelly to score a try. Seemed like an age ago. That was when Para led 10-0, which was after 20 minutes.
On fire then.
But the Dolphins scored the next 5 tries in the game, even though the Eels have scored the most recent. End of set. Moses with a bomb. It's one of those on its end spinning top ones. Oh, no one wants to get under that. Young Ponu just absolutely looked at that bounce half a metre away from him. Got to be a bit better than that, young man.
Then it bounced into him until he gets 6 more.
And Volkman's got it, so there's a blot. He was the only one underneath it, and he did not want to catch it at all. You got to catch those. Moretti, tackle.
If you can, Q.
Oh, you got to try. He just stood with his arms next to his body, almost like a soccer defender not wanting to give away a handball in the box. To the right, Moses pass. Twaddle tries to tap it on. Watch out. It misses the target of Kelly. Picked up by Herbie Farnworth. It's a glory run of 85 down the western touchline. Herbie comes down the gears, slides into the corner for the cream on the Finns cake for 32-16 kick to come.
And we saw Adokar track him across the field as he slowed down Herbie Farnworth. Adokar thought, oh, there's a chance. He slides him across the grass. Herbie Farnworth to seal a great effort by himself and the Finns. And Adokar lay on top of him and having a bit of a chat while all that took place. But that's where the Finns... There's so much joy around this park. When he picked up the ball, he was never going to be headed. No one getting near him. Well done, Herbie Farnworth. Well done, the Finns. It keeps him in 4th place.
Well, it's going to be interesting next week when Herbie Farnworth plays against the Roosters, because all the soothsayers up here in Queensland want to tell you that that's where he's headed next. One thing I will tell you is he's got a palatial mansion in Redcliffe. He likes life on the bay. Maybe, just maybe, he might stay up here in Queensland. If he does, he'll score a few more tries like that on the end of this back line. But it would be fairly attractive being in Bondi, I suppose. Just maybe the cost of living's a little bit worse down there.
2 tries tonight, and now 11 for the season for a man who we expect to play a big role for England in the Rugby League World Cup.
Oh, he'll be crucial for England's chances.
So exciting that we've got that amazing festival of footy to come after the NRL.
And you've got 5 legitimate teams, Tonga, Samoa, Australia, New Zealand and England, that are really in that contest.
It's such a shame that Payne Haas won't be there, because you've got 2 of Samoa's better players in Francis Molo and also up front Junior Barlaw. They would have been expecting Payne to be alongside them, but certainly it's going to be a fantastic World Cup. Let's just hope they can all get there now that we know Payne's going to be getting surgery and not going to be there playing in that tournament.
In or out, Asako. He's a metre in from the touchline on the left. Zeno?
On this side, I'm backing him in, Q.
I reckon he's good from the left here. He's good most spots. So we've given him 3 green lights here. So the commentator's curse. I don't reckon it can stop Jermaine Asako. It's 32-16. 1 kick left in the game. We've all reckoned he's kicked it. Can we moz him? Nah. Nah. It was close to the far right upright, but it curled through. Commentator's curse can't stop Jermaine Asako. Who can stop the Dolphins in 2026? They remain in the top 4 with 2 rounds to play. And from 10-0 down again, there's a bit of Usain Bolt about the Dolphins. They can be tardy out of the blocks, but I don't think anyone's got the high octane as strong as anyone. Like, they just go to top gear better than anyone else. A bit like the great Jamaican. 34-16 the final score.
Yeah, smooth transition, as you said. Might be a little bit, the first 20 could be a little bit off, but then as the big beast stands up.
Usain was never in front of the 50.
No.
But his top echelon speed
70 to 80 metres
was better than anyone's, and that's the question about the Finns. Like, and again, to continue the analogy, there's a technical flaw in them.
Yeah, well,
But
one thing that's shown is that don't panic.
But their top level is basically the biggest stuff that the comp's got at the moment. What have we got here? Farnworth 2 tries, Asako 2 tries, Cobbo scored in his 100th, Plath scored as well, Asako 5 from 6, that's your 34 for the Dolphins. Volkman, Kelly and Tuolangi scored for Para, Moses 2 from 3, Finn 16-10 at half time, Dolphins 34-16 at the end of it. Keep your texts coming on 0467920222 down to Zano.
Downey with a man who tried everything he could tonight. He got the win last week against the Cowboys. You were in it in that match right up until sort of the 25th minute mark because the momentum switched there, Mitch Moses, 10-0 up, and then all of a sudden the Dolphins came.
Yeah, just did it to ourselves, 20 errors, and made it hard on ourselves. But we dug deep, come up with an unlucky call there. Yeah.
So that you're talking about the Jermaine Asako try, you thought it might have been a knock-on?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you the question, how big of an impact was it losing Jordan Samrani in your warm-up?
Look, Jordy's been playing really good for us, but we had some backup there. Upper come in, done a good job, and then just pushed Foxy back out. So it's not ideal, but it's all right.
What's the motivation for you guys? As I mentioned, great win last week. You almost came back against the Rabbitohs. Do you feel like you're getting better as a side, or if you cut down on those areas, you can be competitive in this comp?
Yeah, definitely. Hurting ourselves.
All right, and just finally, Mitch, we mentioned you've had some great moments on this football field. Can't get over how well you kick the football. Why is it you kick it so well at this ground?
I don't know. I'm not too sure, mate. It's I'm not too sure. I'd much rather give up all that for a win, so.
All right, well, really appreciate chatting to you. Thank you, Mitchell.
Thank you.
Well done, Zano. Great to hear from the Parramatta skipper, Mitchell Moses. 20 minutes in, it was Eels 10, Dolphins 0. But the Finns found their footy and they remain in the top 4 for now. They are 15 wins and 7 losses. Parramatta 8 wins, a 14th loss now. So Parramatta has Cronulla Sutherland at Western Sydney Stadium next week, and then a trip to Wollongong to play the Dragons. The Finns play the Roosters at the Footy Stadium, and then the Titans at Robina. Who you got, Zano?
I got a man playing his 100th game tonight. Wowee, that was fantastic. Selwyn, how much did you enjoy getting over for a meat pie in that one?
Yeah, it was good to get a try tonight, especially Xiaomi and Suncorp. It's always good to play footy here. All the fans and family coming out. I just want to thank everyone for coming out, supporting us Dolphin boys. That really means a lot to us. But yeah, super proud of the boys tonight, especially our middles. They do a lot in the middle, and us backs got to turn up and make sure we do our job coming out of the back end, yeah.
I want to ask about the start. Down 10-0. A couple of weeks ago, you were down 24-0 against the Broncos. What are you going to have to do, particularly when you take on the Roosters next week?
Yeah, I guess we have to start hard, I guess. It's be a tough game for us next week. Go back to training and just got to work on them little stuff we need to work on.
Is there any reason why you're struggling at the start?
No, I guess just everyone just a bit nervous, but once the game go along, we come out of our shell and start playing some good footy, and start playing some good footy, and I guess that's why we need to start hard and play the whole 80 minutes. Yeah.
I want to ask you, as a player on field, when you're losing the battle like that and your bench comes on, Max Platt comes on, makes a big tackle, all of a sudden turnover ball, you score a try. Francis Molo, Felice Kafusi, these guys really change the momentum, don't they, when they come on the field?
Yeah, we've got a small. Ray, Platty, Frankie, and Fuss, they come on with that energy, and they do change the game, and that's why they're there in this team, and they do a lot in this team, and wouldn't be here without them boys. Yeah.
2 quick ones. You're one of the players that's played finals football in this Dolphins team. Have you talked about what lies ahead, and in particular what sort of game style you need to play in those pressure games?
It's not finals yet. Still got 2 more games to go. I guess once finals footy come around, I guess I've got a couple of boys knows what finals footy's like, and but we've got to wait till that finals come up. Still got Roosters and Titans to go, and it's going to take it week by week. Yeah.
Finally, next week, take on Mark Nwanani Dwaza. Are you looking forward to that battle?
Yeah, I'm always up for it. I'm always up. Who's ever my winger. I'm always up for the challenge. Trying to be better than my opposite number. And, just do my best and go do my job for the team. And yeah.
Well, he's one of the best in the game, Selwyn, but he's going to have to be on his game to take on you at the moment. You are flying. Selwyn Cobbo, thanks for chatting to ABC Sport. Best of luck down in Bondi.
Thank you.
A 15th try for the season, and what a turnaround. He has been one of the stories of 2026. Unable to crack the Broncos team this time last year. Led adrift from Red Hill and rejuvenated under Christian Wolf at the Peninsula. Selwyn Cobbo, well done on 100 games.
Yeah, well done, Selwyn Cobbo. Great story, as you said. Last year couldn't get a start, and the reason being is the wingers that replaced him with the Broncos did a great job. But he's found his feet over there. He's playing great footy.
Now, from this level, it's one of the blondes, Zane. It's hard when you're at level 6, and there's a few blondes in that Dolphins team. Who is it?
Oh, look, it's a son of a legend, chip off the old block. I think maybe he's even better than his dad. Who knows? That's what he's nodding here. In fact, Max Platt, tell us, mate, you spotted a gap and you went through it. Just teetering a little bit, the Dolphins, before the bench came on, but you killed it again.
Yeah, it was a funny old game, that one. We had to put a full 80 minutes performance in the last month of footy we played, but thanks, mate. But yeah, look, I just saw an opportunity there. I'm lucky enough to have such good players. They attract so much attention outside of me. So that foreman just got real high and opened that space up, and just tried to beat my man one-on-one and got over.
And of course, you were in the side to start and then put back onto the bench before kick-off. And Brian Powell, he came on. He was sensational for you guys tonight too. So there's plenty of competition in the squad.
Mate, he's an excellent player. He's only 18 years old. He's got a bright future ahead of him, mate, and I was so excited for him to play tonight. They just named me at back row there, just probably to ease the pressure on him a little bit, so they weren't doing video against him. It was his second game of footy, so first game of Suncorp, and man, I'm so stoked for him. He's got a bright future.
What's the thing that you got to improve most, taking on the Sydney Roosters, who coming into this week were on top of the ladder?
Yeah, mate, you give teams like Sydney Roosters field possession like we did in patches, where we're throwing, we're making silly errors and doing silly passes and stuff. They're going to capitalise and just maintain pressure on you. So we can't afford to do that in the big games, and we'll be better for it.
All right, and just finally, your two wingers. I just spoke to Selwyn Cobbo. I know that Jermaine Osako is playing officially his last home game with the Dolphins before he goes off to the Storm. They just keep scoring points for you, particularly Jermaine. He just keeps knocking over the goals.
Mate, he's incredible. He's going to be dearly missed when he leaves. Going up by 6s makes a big difference. And, mate, he's just so consistent in how he plays and how he approaches. He's very professional, and we're going to miss him for sure.
All right, well, we're really enjoying watching your team play. We've got so many texts tonight saying you're the most exciting team in the comp. Best of luck next week down against the Roosters, and best of luck as you go into your maiden finals appearance.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Good on you, Maxi Plath, along with Zane Bojack. So, just double checking. I'm trying to clear my schedule for next weekend for 5:30 on Saturday. That's when the game is at the footy stadium. Roosters, Dolphins.
Can't wait. It'll be such a barometer of where both those sides are in this competition. 2026 title is a very wide open race. So the Chooks have been good all year. They've built, and the Finns, as we know, they can have a little bit of a rocky patch, but their diamond is probably arguably the brightest in the competition when it's on.
And we know the grand finals at Stadium Australia, but as far as for the Dolphins going into their first finals series, 2 weeks before the finals, they get to go to one of the main Sydney finals venues. We generally see a lot of big games at the footy stadium as well, against one of the contenders. Yep. The way the draw has fallen there for Christian Wolf and the Dolphins, I don't think they could have asked for a more appropriate dress rehearsal.
Dick, well said. Exactly right. That'll give them time, for the experience, because they haven't been to finals yet.
We'll work out the travel schedule and all that type of stuff as well. I know they do it, but not as regularly as others.
And this is their first time on that occasion. There'll be players in that Roosters side that have won premierships, that have been to finals, probably half a dozen, if not probably 10 years they've played finals, some of those guys. So they know exactly what's coming. These guys don't as a team. Some players have played, like the former Melbourne Storm players, guys that have played at other clubs.
So Hammer's played finals for the Cowboys, Osako for, I think he played finals for the the Broncos. Herbie would have. Selwyn Cobbo would have. Cody Nikorima across the journey. Tommy Flegler would have. Tommy Gilbert would have. So, yeah, it's not as inexperienced as you would think, but I think
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, to look at the individuals probably takes away from the bigger picture of, this is the collective. This is still a baby in the competition.
Yes.
Year 4, first time that they get to, to really flex, and at a time as well where, Titans won't be there. We wait to see where the Cowboys end up. And
they'll probably go there.
There'll be a lot of focus of fans north of the Tweed on the Finns.
And you're so right that you're playing 2 weeks out, one of the heavy hitters at their ground. There should be 35,000 there. It's a great insight that Christian Wolf, his coaching staff, will be able to go through all those motions and all the timings, the travel, blah, blah, blah. But then also the players themselves individually and as a group, this is what's coming. It's not, we'd like to do this some stage. It is happening. And a fortnight later, they move into their very first finals campaign as a club, and for a lot of these players, their first ever finals game.
Dolphins have beaten Parramatta. The final scoreline, if you've just tuned into NRL Friday on ABC Sport, 34-16. A double for Asako, a double for Farnworth. Cobbo and Plath also scoring. For the Eels, it was Volkman, Kelly and Tuolangi scoring, with Moses kicking 2 from 3. And by the way, Asako kicked 5 from 6. I didn't mention that a moment ago. Around the grounds in the AFL, Brisbane is headed for the top 4 and locking in the double chance. Midway second term, Lions 20 goals 9,129. Lead Collingwood 11 goals 672. Down beneath us, there's the fence that's just been erected on the western side around the halfway line. They're going to let the fans to come on and they do some signings, and so they don't really sign stuff these days, do they? It's all selfies, and
this is their fan day.
Yeah, it's the last home game for the Dolphins in a club sense. They will play one game here in the finals. It just depends where they finish and what happens. Are you ready for your votes?
Oh, certainly.
We've also got the wrap-up of Brisbane's win over Canberra to come, so we'll get to that. Your texts continue to be welcome, 0467 920 222. But, Billy, your wrap and your votes.
Well, quick numbers for those that love their stats. 82% completion rate by the Finns. The Eels was 72%, and the scoreline probably almost... They were good for 50 minutes. They were the match of the Finns. It was the 30 minutes that they weren't. That's where this side racks up the points. Line breaks 8-4. Offloads 12-7. The other startling fact, that's all to the Finns. The Finns made 355 tackles and only missed 17. That jumped out at me. I think that's pretty good. The defence efficiency was very, very high. 3 points, Max Plath. I thought he answered the call, came on. At 90 minutes, they're down 10 points. He comes on. And then by 24 minutes, they score a try. And they never look back. So 90 carries 144 metres, 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break, a try, 29 tackles. I just thought he was outstanding. Great energy. 2 points, Herbie Farnworth. These numbers, it just jumped out at me. A try, 2 tries and a try assist. But 22 carries. No one carried the ball more than he did. He goes looking for work. Every set of 6, he touches it at least twice, maybe 3 times. So 22 carries, 273 metres, 18 tackles, no misses, 7 tackle breaks.
273 in the centres.
Yeah, and makes 18 tackles and doesn't miss one.
And scores 2 tries.
Selwyn Cobbo. Okay.
Mind you, 80 metres of that were
true.
the last try late in the game, but still.
Selwyn Cobbo, I gave him 1 point a try, 17 carries for 207 metres, 9 tackle breaks. So those 2 players defending, if they're attacking down that left-hand side, they just cause havoc. And while that's happening, so if I'm a defensive sort of minded player, you sort of slide across a little bit more attention to them. Only problem with that, it frees up the other side. You got Bostock and you got obviously Jermaine Asako, who can hurt you as well. So that's the strike power. Then you got your fringe back rowers, Fini Fuiaki and this young guy, Punyu. He looked good. And then you've got the masterclass being done by the halves and Marshall King in the middle. So they've got strike area, as we said, but they're the ones that caught my eye, mate.
So Marshall King on report for a chicken wing, Flegler on report, and Bostock on report.
And you think there's a bit of merit in both those?
I'm just trying to think. Certainly the one that sticks in my mind is the Marshall King one, which seemed quite apparent. It wasn't, it wasn't a shocker, but it was a very clear breach of the tackling rules, and I'm not quite sure. I don't think he's got form, whether that comes into it and how they grade it.
He doesn't, but the thing is, we haven't seen a chicken wing for so long, so you almost don't know what is chicken wing worth these days.
So they call it contrary conduct or dangerous contact. Or because, I've got the list of offences here. Obviously, it's not a shoulder charge or a crusher tackle, not striking, not a dangerous throw, not a high tackle. So it's either dangerous contact or contrary conduct.
Well, I almost don't think...
I think it's dangerous. What do you think it is?
I'd say it'd be contrary conduct.
Yeah.
I can't see it being dangerous contact.
That's more so for the cannonballs and those types.
So this one, it's a tackle that doesn't need to be made, shouldn't be made, and it's basically been eradicated.
Yeah.
So what's the...
grade 1's are fine. Grade 2 is 2 matches.
Right.
Down to 1 on the early guilty plea.
Yep.
Grade 3 is 3 matches down to 2.
I reckon the middle one's a possibility.
If that's at first offence, and obviously if he's got priors, I'm not sure he has, but...
Yeah, well, he's vital.
And now 11 and 2. So 13 games played, 11 wins, 2 losses when Marshall King plays. So the team is 15 and 7. He's 11 and 2 when he plays.
And they'd want him there for next week's game. As we talk about being almost a dress rehearsal for finals, you wouldn't want to have him not there because he's such a vital member to the team. But that was a performance where last week we talked about both sides had 2 of their better performances of the year. So the Finns have followed that on. That's 5 in a row. Go back 6 weeks, we had a horrendous 66-0 loss, obviously, at Dolphin Oval. But for the Eels, there were so many things to like about it, but ultimately, they come up short again. And I imagine for Parramatta fans, like, Billy, don't tell us what we should have and could have done. We haven't done it again. It would be frustrating for Eels fans because they're waiting for the Jason Riles build. Are they building? And let me quickly, without too much notice, that's what perplexes me about the Volkman situation. He will probably leave by the looks of this. And they've got Jerome Luai going there for 1 season. He's basically incubating himself before he goes to PNG. I don't see how that helps the Eels pathway, the Eels, I was going to say long-term, even medium-term preparation, because Luai will be leaving in 12 months. Surely a Volkman situation is more important to build him into a long-term partnership with Moses. But
a wrap from Canberra in a moment, but just we'll play a bit of a hypothetical. Mal Meninga gets on the phone to Billy and says, you got to see Apatwaddle play? It's only his 3rd game. Have we found one, Bill? The Bears got one.
I actually, in my mind, thought about texting him saying we have got one.
We've been doing this too long together, Bill. We're starting to think on the same line.
Because one thing, the key thing was that last point you just made. Game 3.
21 years of age, 3rd game.
So 3 years into your career.
Fall back against the most attacking team in the comp.
And put him under a lot of pressure, and he did some good things. There was a couple of mistakes, without a doubt. But he didn't look outclassed. And if you can do that game 3, wow, I think there's a lot more to like, and I can't wait to see you get to point game 30. You'll just get better and better and better.
And the Eels fans are gnashing their teeth because I think there's another one that's going.
True.
34-16, the final score here. G'day to Rocky John, who says, next week, could be a great insight. Play the Chooks down there, finish fourth, and they are a good chance of playing that exact fixture in the first week of the finals. Referencing that game at the Footy Stadium next week. Well, it was Papa's house at Canberra Stadium, but the Broncos ruined the party earlier this evening. Let's get the wrap from Louis Tungy and Andrew on the Broncos' victory over the Raiders.
Q, as anticipated, a highly entertaining game at a place that was billed as Papa's house. Josh Papali'i's last game at Canberra Stadium. Incredible to believe. Alan Tungy, our colleague, played with him in his debut against the Melbourne Storm all those years ago, and it looked like it was going to be a brilliant farewell for Papali'i as Canberra raced to a 30 points to 16 second half lead over Brisbane. But then the Broncos, they turned it on, and Payne Haas was the reason for it. A brilliant try in the 64th minute. Grant Anderson scored in the 67th, and Hayes Perham, who was terrific at fullback for Brisbane for Reece Walsh, he scored in the 74th minute, and in the end Brisbane won 34 points to 30 despite the encouragement of an enormous home crowd at Canberra Stadium. Luke Lewis, it was a wonderful fight back for Brisbane, but unfortunately the emotion tonight was with Josh Papali'i, and